I don't think he responded at all. I haven't seen anything from him today. Oh no, nope. I don't see anything.
He responded to Marcone's back
Oh
problems.
dear, I'm sorry, man. He'll quickly. Okay, after that, he probably
He's
cashed
like,
out.
we're
Okay,
done.
yeah,
Yeah.
no worries, no worries. Well, we're now live, so
Cool.
exactly. It
You want me to
says
tweet about
it
it?
says here 0 people. Now we're just gonna fuck around.
All right.
I just want to keep testing this tech so that when we actually start doing stuff like this, we know it. We know all the kinks. I mean, it's important to know all the kinks.
Yeah.
If you know
Knowing
Yeah,
all the
I
kinks is
mean-
kind of my thing.
That's the reason the internet exists.
Right.
Yeah, that's why what was the Al Gore? He's the fella who set us up with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the kink master,
Mhm.
and decided to set that up for us all. So
Yeah, I mean, he has a very Eastern philosophy. Even though he was widely regarded as the master, he knew that there was still more to learn.
yeah.
Mhm.
You know, even like we saw him as the apex, but he saw himself as just another supplicant.
Just another
So
student.
he built this network of pipes to
He did.
bring himself into a place of greater wisdom. And I mean, I think Gore is what I say every
And
morning.
he also wanted to protect our children from all the vile things he knew would be getting up to on the internet.
Well,
so.
he did a bad job then because
Well, he
Yeah.
back then, the internet could be contained on a floppy disk or a CD, so they had to get that parental advisory up on.
But 90% of the CD was still dicks.
it. Yes, but you had to get your parents' permission to see them.
Did you? Because I had a much different childhood than that.
Yeah, my parents had no idea what the heck was going on.
Oh, my dad was savvy about it. Well, there we go.
I like these arrows; they're cool. Just checking
Gee.
out how they work. Cool. Let's play.
So we all know the basic rules, the three of us, so we won't go into that too much. But you want to just get started straight into the pregame stuff?
Yeah, I think we should always read that little snippet.
Yeah, because
I
it
think
is a ritual. It is a magical
it's a
spell.
ritual. It is. It is.
An invocation.
For a long time, we were at war with the jackals. Now finally we've driven them off, and we're left with this, a year of relative peace. One quiet year with which to build our community up and learn again how to work together. Come winter, the frost shepherds will arrive and we may not survive the encounter. This is when the game will end. But we don't know about that yet. What we know is right now, in this moment, there is an opportunity to build something.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
All right, so first thing we got to do. What is the general thrust of our area?
Excellent choice of words. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I think we've had a discussion about General Thrust before and his purpose in this world.
Well-
It's to thrust generally, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll make a suggestion. I was thinking a enclosed, enormous dome
Hmm.
on an otherwise inhospitable outside the dome, moon, asteroid, or planetoid.
Okay. So, do we know that it's inhospitable outside of the dome?
It certainly looks that way. There's no foliage. There is whatever we decide. There's a stark contrast with what's inside from what's outside. Stark, and it's visible.
I'm into that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So it's Biodome with Polly Shore.
We're stuck with Pauly Shore.
His name's Martin Shore in this game.
No.
Hate him already.
Mhm.
All right. So then we need to each introduce a detail about the local terrain, sketch it on the map.
Cool. Would you like me to start since I came up with the
Yeah.
general idea? Okay.
Works for me.
Awesome. There is a absolutely lush, dense, and exotic jungle running through the middle. Well, we don't have to say that, but there is a lush jungle area. Oh, Didn't use these arrows anymore.
Right at the end of these curly Q green arrows.
It's about here
And here.
There you go. That's what I'm gonna do to mean jungle.
Eric.
Okay. Opposite that is a stark. What are you sharpening something? What's that sound?
Shuffling cards.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm full screen here on the whiteboard.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so
I was a Magic player, so I have way stupid shuffles. You want me to pile shuffle instead?
dude, you shuffle however you like, because this is your world, and we're just living in it. So we have a cliff face up along this corner here,
Mm.
and it's stepped. So we have several tiers to it. That looks terrible, but that you get the idea.
It looks like a poop with stink lines.
It's a poop with stink lines.
Yep,
It's just
yep.
some giant came through and blocked right on that.
It's definitely an
Someday I'll
impressive
get
one.
better at drawing cliffs.
So what is it? Is it cliffs? We have like a
Yeah.
precipice over there.
They're going upwards to like the edge of the dome,
Okay.
and there seems
Okay.
to be a mesa of some sort at the top.
Okay. Got it. Cool. John?
Trying to think. There is, in effect, I need a different tool here. There we go. A giant pit in which it is difficult to see the bottom.
Ooh.
Okay. I like that. Pleases me.
Gross. That phrasing is gross.
Pleased.
All right.
All right,
Well,
and then
you're done.
I have to run to the restroom real quick. So I'll be right back.
All right,
All right, no way.
You guys can start thinking about
How
Abundance
Martin will
and
enter the game.
scarcity.
a resource.
I
So-
already know how that's gonna happen.
Everybody's going to have to pick a resource, and then we'll decide which one we have in abundance and which ones we have in scarcity. So
Mhm.
be thinking about that while I'm gone.
Absolutely.
My thinker's going full time.
I'm thinking child's blood.
Nope. Nope.
Mm.
We're on an asteroid, so I think there should be an abundance of some sort of mineral.
Fossilized child's blood.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
We all know that you can do a lot with fossilized child's blood.
I mean, I assume it burns.
You can
just
build
like
with
coal.
it. You can ritualize it.
I mean, coal is
It's
what
open to
pressurized
interpretation.
dinosaur blood, right?
Peat bogs, but yeah.
Well, I think coal. There's a bunch of. Well, I'm not a geologist, but
It's actually, it's the result of ancient peat bogs that have
it got like smushed,
compressed,
and pressurized, and heated up
ferment,
even more.
compress, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about peat? We
Okay.
don't have to say it's from children's blood, but we'll both know.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you have to do a sacrifice, at least once every few years in the peat bogs, as we know, to appease the bog.
Peat, or I guess burning peat. I like that. That's fuel.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
And it makes a nice smoky smell throughout the entirety of the dome, and
Yeah.
it contributes to the stars. The smoke drifts up through the filter in the dome, and it makes stars.
It makes stars.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a botched line from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Charlie
damn.
Day explains that he burns trash and it gives the bar a nice smoky smell, and the smoke drifts up into the sky and creates stars. So
Yeah, I was I was
Mac
thrown,
and-
but I remember that now.
Yeah. And Mac's like, I don't know. I don't think that's right, but I don't know enough about stars to disprove it.
I'm so glad that show is still going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to burn peat at the brewery all the time to
Mhm.
peat some of our malt, and so I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, that does smell really good." Eric's right. Yeah, he knows this secret as well as I do. Okay, so burning peat,
Burning
which
peat.
is that's actually pretty decent. How about
Let's have scarce metals because this is a asteroid pocked moon,
all right,
and so
How-
really you only get like maybe some metal at the center of your asteroid, and it's not much. Or asteroid, your crater.
okay. Well, what's a
Or you can pick
good
it up from level.
rare earth metal that we can choose? Something
Oh,
that we've heard of.
Yeah, a good rare earth metal, molybdenum.
I don't think that's rare.
It's very rare.
It's not on the rare earth metals list that I'm looking at.
Really?
hmm
Maybe I am a miss.
All the ones that are
Remembering.
on this list I've never heard of, so they are kind of useful to me, or useless to me.
Oh
Boring.
no, not molybdenum. It starts with an N. Neodymium. Yeah, that's what goes in all of our
There it is.
computers and stuff.
Lasers, glass
for the
and
most part,
ceramics, didymium glass. Ooh, that's pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
Electric motors of electric automobiles. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
no wonder those are so expensive.
And China
yeah,
has like pretty much the neodymium. That's the word for their magnets. That's what goes in hard drives. And
Got it.
pretty much China has like a monopoly on that because they have the largest mines of that in the world.
It looks like promethium is the most or the least abundant rare earth metal. Promethium is used in luminous paint in nuclear batteries.
Okay.
Wow, that is useless to our
It's pretty.
colony, but like
Yeah,
really
useless.
like truly luminous paint that like just glows straight up.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Expensive. But the most abundant is neodymium. But yeah, I don't know what any of these are, and they're not exciting me.
What's going on?
Excited. So we're just
we're-
discussing our options here.
We've got burning peat. We've got the word ton, which I think I was going to write tungsten, but then we started talking about rare earth metals. I
Sure.
kind of like ton. I think ton is going to be this kind of viscous green flavor, like
Flavor.
flavorless food that just bubbles up from portions of the ground.
It's like a terrible algae.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what it is, but
Is
it
it-
certainly keeps us alive.
It's like
Mhm.
a Cloverfield situation.
Yeah, but it shows up in like pustules that you can pop, and then you collect kind of the leavings and you eat that. You don't
And it
want to
makes
cook
a-
it.
Yeah, it makes a horrible screeching sound when you pop it.
Mhm.
Sounds like a bunch of screaming babies.
Yeah, so that's ton.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
So now your turn. We've got one more.
Let's see. I always like to do something abstract. It's my preference.
Hmm.
Chris
Chris suggested Child's Blood.
Not abstract enough for John.
Not abstract enough.
It would have to be like the platonic idea of child's blood.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So
Uh,
squares.
Shadows on the wall of the cave. That's our
Whoa.
creativity.
Okay.
Nice.
I see.
Nice.
Okay. I
We've
love it.
quantified it and we can track it. It's a metric. I love it. Okay, cool. Sweet. So we've got our resources over here. I'm going to vote our abundance is creativity and our scarcities are burning peat and our food source.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody agree?
I agree.
I think that sounds
I
interesting.
don't not agree.
Very creative way to answer the question. Not creative. All right. Let's see here. Ton, which we've identified as our food source. And finally, burning peat, which is a source of comfort, warmth, and fuel. Okay. Nice.
So we now draw something on the map that represents our abundance of and our scarcity of, based on who called them, whoever made them. So
Eric, you got that Pete. I got the ton, and John's got the creativity. You're up. Ooh. I guess we can go at the same time. That's the whole beauty of this.
yeah. We can both go. We can go at the same time. I'm just trying to think of what I want my
I
thing
know.
to be.
I know what I want.
I'm sorry. So we're drawing this part.
Yeah,
Okay.
something that represents, in your case, a scarcity of
Ton.
burning peat.
Burning peat. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah. Cool.
Why didn't you change color?
All right. There's a pustule of ton for you guys. Just one.
That's what that
Yeah.
green thing is. Oh, no, the purple thing is a pustule of ton.
Correct. The green thing is just abstract jungle.
Gotcha.
What happened? Why did we leave our map? What is that shit up there?
What's going on up there?
I decided that our source of creativity is a beautiful aurora style effect
Oh, are we going like
Damn, dude.
three-dimensional here? Are you
that,
thinking like
that is viewed outside of the dome.
Okay.
So we're inspired visually then.
Yes.
I love it. Cool.
So in our peat bog is just in this corner of a lake here. And it's not super large, so the resource is limited, you know.
So we just have a tiny peat bog.
Yeah, at the corner of a lake on the edge of a cliff.
Yeah. Somebody's really doing up the drawings.
Hey
Crit.
man, I gotta show you guys up with my creativity. I got abundance.
We got that abundance.
All right.
Cool. I like it.
So now we just start the regular game. Everybody remembers the options everybody has every turn.
Yes. So
Like the
we
way
can
a
start a
turn
project.
goes.
We can begin a discussion, which is asking a question or giving a statement. And finally, there is discover something new, which is pretty
Just
common
add
in
something to the
RPG.
map. Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody's turn will be you do the card,
Mhm.
you advance any projects, and then you choose one of the 3 actions you can take.
Let's see here. You know what? I was gonna have a separate. Well, weird. I was gonna have a separate spreadsheet for the projects, but we'll just use this post-it here.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
this will be like project name. Gosh, it's huge. Wish I could change that. I don't think I can because how we're zoomed. But we'll have the
Yep.
name and the number below it or something. I'll figure it out. No biggie. All right. Cool.
All right. So who wants to go first? Who wants to take first turn?
I do not. Somebody else go.
Okay.
All right, Eric. Your card is the 5 of Hearts.
Okay. 5 of Hearts, we see. There is a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? Or alarming weather patterns destroy something. How? And what? I'm going to say there's a disquieting legend
Excellent.
about that massive pit.
Nice.
That 3 times a year, if you don't throw a small child into that pit, the shrieking becomes so deafening that people go insane. The shrieking from the pit, that is.
But it's a legend. We this is all.
Conjecture.
Yeah, we don't hear shrieking constantly, right?
So far.
Okay, so far. Got it. Because somebody keeps throwing a child down there, I guess.
We just got here, so
So you got to draw something small to denote this legend near this hole.
I'm going to do my best image of a child here.
This could be potentially very dangerous.
Yeah, we're about to get banned from YouTube.
Yeah, TOS.
That's a child.
Got it. Perfect. Okay,
Okay.
cool. So what do you want to do this phase?
Yeah, so we advance all the projects which we don't have, and then
I would like to discover something new.
yeah, go for it.
Hold on a second. I want to draw this child going into. There we go. It's hard to see, but it makes me happy. Okay, we're going to discover something new. On the other side of the Tun jungle situation, there is discovered a small, low, flat building. Seems to be a bunker of some sort.
Cool.
With slitted windows, and it's round. And it has a steel door on the front of it.
Got it.
Sick.
Very cool. All right, that's your turn, John. Go next.
I got the 3 of Hearts. Someone new arrives who, or
Uh-oh.
2 of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them? I mean, I think 2 of the community's younger members get into a fight. They both were attempting to retrieve some limited amount of Tun from the Tun forest. And very Cain and Ably began to fight using only available tools, which most likely were stones or sharpened sticks.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. I think you need to draw something to show that there's been some struggle among the younger members of our community. Nice. That's very good. I get it.
Put a little bit of red down there.
Oh, dang. So, is he
So
dead?
there was a definite death.
There was violence.
There
Yeah.
was violence. There was a firefight.
There was a sharpened stick fight. Then for my action, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hold a discussion based on that initial thing.
Okay.
We have to find some way to properly distribute the Tun.
A rationing system. Proper distribution of Tun is important.
You get 1 sentence. That's how
just
hold the
one-
discussion
okay.
works.
You're right. Okay. I forgot that specifically important detail. Okay. A rationing system should be put in place.
It's always been the strongest who gets the most Tun.
And scene.
Would anybody like to take contempt on behalf of community for anything that was said?
No, there'll be so much opportunity for me to take contempt based on what you say over the course of this game.
Sure. I'm just, making sure we're aware of the rule. That's all.
Chris, you ready?
Yeah, why not? What you got?
4 hearts.
Okie doke. What important and basic tools does the community lack? Or where are you storing your food? Why is this a risky place to store things? So Tun seems to not spoil as quickly if it's placed higher up on a higher elevation. And so we have been putting our Tun at the edge of the lake near the peat bog on this cliff here. It's been working pretty darn good. So we've got a lot of Tun stores just out in the
what does
open.
rendered Tun look like? Okay.
out in the open, just sitting on top of this. It just doesn't seem to spoil very quickly. Just sitting out there in the open on top of that cliff. That's all. Alrighty.
Cool.
And why is it a risky place?
Well, number one, it's near a body of water. We have had a couple situations where some of the ton has blown due to unseen winds into the water and disappeared.
Oh, you paused on blown. I thought maybe the ton was explosive.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Like, we have had the situation where some of the ton just blows up.
That hasn't happened.
Mhm.
Thank goodness. But it has its precarious placement has caused some of it to either go missing or fall into the lake or off the cliff.
So there's a good opportunity for wastage.
But it's just really the best way for storage at this point. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we figure out something better. I would like to start a project, and my project will be denoted by a simple rectangle. We are going. I don't want it to be purple. Let's do blue. Blue is classic. We are going to check out this bunker, getting inside of it and exploring it. It's going to be a project. Was it sealed? I don't think anybody said yes or no.
I did. I said it had a metal door.
Metal door. Okay, so I'm gonna assign this for 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think 4 weeks is fair.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay.
All right, Eric, you ready?
Yeah.
Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts. What group has the highest status in the community? What must people do to gain inclusion in this group? Or are there distinct family units in the community? If so, what family structures are common? That's honestly nearly the same question.
Could be, yeah.
I'm going to say it's a family structured community,
Okay.
kind of divided into tribes. And they're the tribes that are the haves and the tribes that are the have-nots, just based on basically the luck of said tribes and their ability to obtain resources and manage things. So I'm going to show that here as a... let's choose brown. We're going to have these huts that we build in the jungle. And the haves, they have their big huts here. The have-nots have much smaller huts.
So we talking about two tribes, just
No, not two tribes. It's just specifically, I'm only representing it with, for sake of space, with
Just
Two-
the class system. There's
I'm
a
gonna-
caste
they're
system.
gonna-
There's two castes.
no.
Yeah.
There's going to be a third caste, and that's those that have no home. And I'm going to represent that with just rock. So that's their beds, rock beds.
Okay. Sounds good.
all right. What's your action? Well, first off, knock down bunker 1, so that it's at 3 weeks,
Absolutely.
and then Eric, what's your action?
I think we want to start another project,
Okay.
and that is to build a safer raised enclosure for our ton. It's going to require a lot of jungle resources, since we don't want we want to put walls up around it. We don't want to build it too low. We want to at least equal height or greater to the cliffs. So we're going to have to use a lot of scaffolding to build up a stone structure that can be high enough for for our storage of ton and safe enough so that it doesn't blow the ton out of this new high structure.
Hmm.
I'm going to assign that 16 weeks.
That's a
Jesus
lot.
Christ. Yeah. No.
It's gotta
It's
be
normally
big.
between 1 and 6, and 6 is like
1 and
intense.
6? Okay.
Yeah, every once in a while we'll like be like, that's gonna be like 8. But normally if it's gonna be higher up, you can probably break it down into more than one project.
Okay.
That's something that me and Olivia were thinking about. Like
I
if
like
stuff
that.
needs to be moved from one place to the other, we'll build the transportation thing first, and that's 4 weeks. And
Yeah.
if you need to build like a structure once you got the stuff moved over,
I love
that's
that.
another project. So
Right,
that's
like
another way to look at it. Yeah.
If Chris's bunker we thought had been more, it would have been like 6 weeks to break into the bunker,
Mhm.
and then maybe like 4 weeks to explore the bunker, which are 2
Mm.
separate projects, right?
And
Or
like
2 weeks.
just in my head, like I was thinking the bunker was really small. So maybe at the end of it, we discover that this project was not long enough because it's a labyrinth
Right.
that goes into the asteroid, moon, planetoid, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And that's how we just narrate the end of the project. It could be a failure, could be a success, could be and the more projects we have, the better because there's so many cards about projects coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay. Well,
think
in that case, near where we keep the ton, and since our homes are close to the ton, we can start a project to quarry the rock to build this structure.
okay.
I'll have
Got it.
Setting up a quarry.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be. Beep.
That looks like a beholder. No big deal.
It
No
is.
big deal.
There's one in the quarry. Whoopsie.
Not foreshadowing at all.
I like the way you pronounce that word. That's cool. I
What?
like it better than the pronunciation that I typically hear.
What's that?
Query?
Quarry.
Quarry?
Quarry.
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 But I like yours better. I'm gonna adopt yours because it sounds more refined. I don't want to sound like an asshole when I talk about geology or
Well,
mining minerals.
I don't claim to know more about geology than anyone. So. Here
I
we
mean,
go.
you just did earlier
I
when
don't.
we were
what?
talking about shale and coal.
Oh well, I just.
Just kidding. All right, cool. You should put like a little blue box by it to indicate there's a project going on there.
Oh, I like that. That's
Yeah. I'm using that as the kind.
smart.
I think that's a good way to
Smart.
keep
Yeah,
track of it.
totally.
I'm actually liking doing this remotely. It's very colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the color.
One of the first couple of games I played with a guy that I went to college with that lives in New York. We just played in Google Hangouts with their whiteboard
Mm.
over the course of like a day, basically.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
We'd each take our turn, and then the other person would when they had an opportunity.
Love it.
It was fun.
So that's oh yeah. So what did we want? We want to. I'm gonna do quarry, and what's the weeks for?
4. Yeah.
Got it. All right, you're up, John.
I got the 8 of Hearts. An
Nice.
old piece of machinery is discovered, broken but perhaps repairable. What is it, and what would it be useful for? Or an old piece of machinery is discovered, cursed and dangerous. How does this community destroy it?
Mhm.
I'm going to say, while construction begins on our quarry, they discover a Star Trek style automatic door in the side of our dome.
Whoa.
Mm.
It is not working,
Okay.
but it is entirely possible to repair it, given enough time and the proper tools, etc.
Okay.
It would be the question would be: is it useful? It depends on how curious we are, basically.
Cool.
Certainly, there are wonderful and magical things outside, based on our
Yeah,
Hard.
yeah, that's definitely not an alien waiting to eat all of the flesh off of our bones.
No.
We're like, oh, this is creativity. It's like, that's the
it's
color out of space, boy.
it's beautiful.
Cool. So yeah, it looks like you're making a door. Cool.
Well,
So
also-
I
also do
will
quarry
decrease our projects here.
Yep.
and door. 4. You said 4 for door, or what'd you say? I missed that part because that was.
So what?
What'd you say for the size of the door, or the?
Oh, it's not a project.
Oh, gotcha.
It just exists and may
Yeah,
be
they
repaired.
found it. It could be repaired. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to start a project.
Mhm.
This project is the community beginning to concern itself with whether or not we need to throw a baby down the well or the hole.
Love it.
We could think of it as like dogma creation,
Okay.
priesthood creation.
Got it.
And I think I kind of think 3 weeks.
Sounds good.
I think you got to do some social engineering
Mhm.
before everybody's okay with the idea of throwing a baby down a well.
Perfect. Alrighty.
Chris, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Hearts.
What is the most beautiful thing in this area? Or what is the most hideous thing in the area?
Well, we know what you're picking. Where are we keeping track of the weeks for things?
Do you not see the
We'll have
giant
to-
note card thing? Are you guys
yeah,
not
but we
seeing
haven't,
that?
we haven't changed the amount, so
I've changed it every time.
oh, it's not updating.
The
then.
bunker used to be 4. The core used to be 4. Baby hole is
Nice.
currently 3.
It's stated.
Oh,
Okay, you-
on it shows on your shared screen, Chris, but I don't know that the
Yeah, it's not updating on.
Oh,
Weird,
Just
it's like
look
we're
at
out
the
of
just
sync.
look at the shared screen. That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Does the That's okay if this is just a limitation of the whiteboard app. No biggie.
yeah
Everything
everything else keeps up to date, but
Huh.
just
So
the
the little note thing doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's
Good to
odd.
know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let me.
I can tell you we've had 6 weeks so far.
Yeah. No, I've kept it up to date. We're good on that. 1 second here. Let's do it differently. I thought this would just be a way to keep it separate. I don't really care. Two, three, three.
Baby hole.
Is that update?
Yep.
Sweet. No biggie. Alrighty, cool. So what? We had a hideous thing or a beautiful thing? Is that where I was?
Yeah,
Yes.
pick a what's the most beautiful thing in the area? What's the most hideous thing in the area?
Yeah. So recently, something that has always enraptured our group and has really given us the inspiration to continue in great abundance, which is this creativity beaming in from outside. It's begun to glow brighter and become even more luminescent to the point where it's entered our dreams. And so now we have these beauteous moments as we even sleep and gain this creativity. So the abundance remains even more so. So to indicate that this is now entering our subconscious and we're deriving inspiration as well, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of a Super Saiyan flair here.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's
All right.
rapturous.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that is the most beautiful thing. Alrighty. I'm going to bring down our counters
Mm-hmm.
slowly and surely.
My name's Eric.
It's true.
Eric, we know. Alrighty, cool. And now I'm going to start a conversation or a discussion or however it's phrased.
Yeah.
It's going to be a statement. We should throw the child Martin into the pit for attacking his brother in the forest.
Justice should be served.
Martin is a member of our community and an important part of our future.
And scene.
And scene. Damn, whose turn is it?
It is actually Eric's turn. Eric
Yeah,
is
Eric's
top,
back.
I believe.
All the way
It's
around,
Eric,
yeah.
John, me.
Yeah. So it's the reverse from my actual visuals of you guys, which I assume is everybody's visuals of you guys.
I'm on top, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so bottom to top.
Yep,
Middle and
cool.
then me on
Perfect. We're all seeing the same then.
Cool,
Okay.
So this round, what you got?
6 of hearts.
6 of hearts. Are there children in the community? If there are, what is their role in the community?
Going in the fucking hole.
Or how old are the eldest members of the community? What unique needs do they have?
Finding babies to put in holes.
They need that. That's a unique need.
That's a
I'm going to
unique
say
need.
the oldest members of the community are octogenarians. Their specific needs are they need a lot of help getting around. Their bodies are weak from the gravity fluctuations on this strange place that we're living. Due to these gravity fluctuations, it's just wreaked havoc on their old bodies, and they need to be helped around 2 people at a time. But they provide a lot of wisdom, so they're kept around for their usefulness.
All right.
And I'm gonna draw that up real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then
Oh,
Eric's going to get an opportunity to describe some projects.
That's right.
Mhm.
So I'll do the bunker one. He'll do his query.
Whoever ticks it down gets to describe what happens with the project, Chris.
Are you sure? I thought it was whoever actually started the project. I feel like I just read those rules with Olivia.
You'd be sure, but I thought that was one of the cores. Oh, you're right. It must just be when a project finishes early that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, when a card lets you finish it, then
Yeah.
you can take narrative principle. But yeah, if you started it, if it just counts down naturally, you get to narrate, whether it succeeds, fails, or in between.
All right then.
Cool. So, what's going on with the quarry?
The query is completed. We now have enough stone.
We have asked the question. It does sound like you say query.
Because
Didn't he
I
say
do.
the word
That's just
query?
how I've always said it. We now have the stone to begin construction, though we cannot start really without a good amount of scaffolding. And so I will begin another project.
I think we got an abundance of stone.
Abundance.
Yeah.
What's that?
We have an abundance of stone.
Yes. So we will begin the decimation of this forest to build the scaffolding necessary to construct this tower.
All right.
And I will.
Let me get that in there for you. How many weeks would you like?
We'll do another 4 weeks.
Got it. Okay. As for the bunker, we were not able to get the metal door dislodged, but we did find that part of the concrete structure had become dilapidated in one area. We were able to chisel through quite easily with our sharpened sticks over the course of these weeks. And inside, we found the remains of a being not like our own species, clutching a just flawless tome written in a language we don't understand. But that's it. It's just one room.
So the tome is not aged, is what you're saying.
Yes. Fresh tome. I'll put
It would
here.
be very readable if we understood its language.
Correct.
And how many sanity do we lose? How many days does it take to read it? And then how many sanity do we lose if we read it?
So, as the beginner of that project, I assume you can make those determinations.
Is the language French, and does it say Die Vermin Mysterious?
Libre divon. Alrighty.
Cultist. Ausbrechen the Cultist.
Yes, Spreckenlecken.
Did anybody play Atom RPG?
I
No.
started it.
I know you did.
I got through.
They put Innospreckelinkin Colton in there. And it's fucking hard, but if you eat some of the irradiated mushrooms, which in the game have a really fun hallucination effect, and then like it changes your dialogue across the game, which is fucking amazing. That they but and there are a couple like fun things you can do if you're high the whole game.
Yeah.
What a great fucking game! If you haven't played it, it's the best realization of Fallout 2 to its next level that I've ever seen.
It's I'd say a lot harder than Fallout and Fallout 2.
It is very difficult,
yeah.
but super fun.
Yeah. I found 2 or 3 places, and I have, or more than that, but I haven't been able to get a companion yet. It's very difficult finding one.
Okay, I can help you out with that. You should have 2 companions pretty quick. One is a very powerful dog meat type character, and the next is an old man who is apparently the Soviet era writer Trudov. He's very old. He wields a rifle, and he just spouts the most amazing communist love lines the whole time, and he's like super into it. And you're like, this guy's crazy. There's no way he's the writer Trudov. But like later, you discover he actually is, and it's fucking.
He's
fun.
just been irradiated.
Yeah. It's so fucking funny. So his lines are so well written. But yeah, you can get him very, very, very early on if you kill some terrible spider monsters. But anyway, you get Innospreckelinkin Colton. If you read it in game, you take these mushrooms and stand in the right place. A Shoggoth appears, and it's really
amazing.
It's so fucking hard. But really fun that they did that. All right, there's a bunch of Lovecraft in the game actually. Those Russians love them some Lovecraft.
Yeah.
So where were we? We just talked about a few things.
It's Eric's action.
Got it.
My action was to start the project. That's what I did.
That's right. That's right. It's actually your turn now. So
That's
fair
enough. There's a large body of water on the map. Where is it? What does it look like? Or there is a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it? Why is it abandoned? I've already got both of those things.
Yeah, I know. I'd say the bunker isn't giant as it turns out. So
yeah, and honestly, you could use. Well, the water one's not great, but you could use the bunker still, and you could talk about why it's abandoned. You discover why.
Well, you know what? You're right. The door was closed, so it's not clear. Besides this one dead outlier, why there aren't other corpses in this bunker. So what is discovered fairly quickly is a back door that leads deeper into the earth, into a series, apparently massive series of tunnels and mines. And it's very possible that that's how these people got out after they shut the front door. That'll be my answer.
Cool.
So we'll take a little bit of brown. Just smear that out over here.
Ooh, yeah.
Smear that brown.
Smear it. Just like a.
How much should the brown be smeared? That's what I want to know.
I mean,
Smeared.
Making it very clear.
Yeah.
more tunnels, and then etc. from there.
Gotcha.
Projects go down.
Indeed, they do. Baby hole,
Baby hole.
which I believe was yours, right?
It was. After all this time sort of discussing a structure in which to determine should we throw a baby down this hole? If we do throw a baby down this hole, whose baby should we choose? Some of the young Turks of the community, in the middle of the night, steal away into Martin's house, grab him, hoist him upon their shoulders, and march out to the hole, throwing him into the darkness,
Got it.
taking it upon themselves.
Alrighty.
I guess I need to draw that.
Just put an M above the current child that's being thrown in the hole.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For Martin.
Poor Martin.
All right.
And let's say my project would be the outfitting of an expedition into this tunnel system below the bunker.
Sounds good.
I think it's like, I don't know, it's like 2 weeks really to outfit. Disagreements?
No. Sounds good.
That sounds great.
You gotta construct the finest equipment for your expedition, of which you have no idea how long it will take.
You just gotta put some burning peat on the end of a stick, grab some ton.
You're good to
Okay,
go.
so 1 week?
If the community will allow it, anyways. Chris, you ready?
I'm ready.
7 of hearts.
Excellent. Where does everyone sleep? Who isn't happy with this arrangement and why? Or what natural predators roam this area? Are you safe?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so we
Excuse
do
me.
have some natural predators. We are rather safe from them in that they don't seem to care much for our people. But if somebody infirm or too young wanders off, they could be in danger. There have been rumors or reports of maulings or those taken, perhaps. But for the most part, they don't really mess with us. And it's guys, it's just straight up gray wolves, big gray wolves. That's it.
Would you put
Would
that
you-
on the map?
Would you say that
Absolutely.
they're dire gray wolves?
They're fairly large, but they're not dire. They're just like there's just a bunch of wolves here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is a good wolf.
It is truly a magical wolf.
I love it.
That last part there probably needs to be redone. That looked weird.
It's fine.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Okay, so that was that. So let's go ahead and bring these little guys down. 2 and 1. Oopsies. Okay, let's see here. All right. We have discovered something new. And that is on the outside of the dome in condensate. We have seen somebody has written something in a language that we understand. And that is the phrase Martin lives,
Contempt.
that somebody obviously wrote backwards on the outside of the dome, and it's forever kind of etched in this cold condensate. There are now icicles around it on the outside.
It's big enough to see from the village.
Yes, it is very large.
I love that.
Yeah, so do I.
But
All right.
John does contempt that, so you have
The
Yeah,
community,
John
some part of the community does not like
doesn't
that.
doesn't like that, and I think this is
That's
very
reasonable.
spooky. This is
Yeah.
high level spook. I mean, I think even Spaghetti would say this is a pretty good spook.
Spooked you.
Who touch on my spaghetti?
Awesome.
One of my favorite memes. I wish it had been more long lived.
Yeah, I also wish it had more legs as a
Yeah.
meme. Okay, Eric.
All right, I'm gonna grab a beer, take a quick whiz, and we'll
Okay.
resume.
I'll get a little bit more wine. I'm
Yeah.
doing pretty good.
Take 5.
Doing my best
Yeah.
not to ruin everything by
I
becoming
think
gross.
I think one thing that's notable is if you decide to get drunk, now we're okay to do it.
Now's a good time. Yeah. Now that we've
We're
gotten
in
away,
the swing. We know
Right.
what we're doing.
but wine is fine.
Yeah.
It's the liquor. All right,
Yeah,
be
for
back.
sure. BRB.
Oh boy, I just knocked the front off my raid controller.
Uh-oh.
Seems stupid of me. How did that happen?
Well, hey, man, I have to admit, you are the most beautiful whistler that I know.
Well, maybe I should figure out a song. I have to write a song for Arc 3 after this. Maybe I should figure out some way to put whistling into it.
I'd be 100% behind that. Maybe throw in some sound effects on it so it sounds a little more cyberpunk.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be very. So my next song, I need to write the battle song for the battle.
Yeah.
And I need it to be pretty long and interesting. And I've already done one for the Nomad Camp for the Chimera.
Yeah.
Which was that kind of boss fight song.
Yeah.
But I need to figure something out, man. I'm getting kind
I
of
have a
bogged
suggestion.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you got?
You ever listen to Typo Negative?
When I was young, yes.
Yeah. So their big claim to fame is these long, drawn out, kind of dirgy songs. Maybe that'd be good for a battle. Not so much like the intense, like fast action sound, but this long, like slog, which it kind of was at the beginning for us as we're discovering.
It's
these
not
new
going to
rules.
sound that way though. It's
Okay.
going to sound pretty punchy. That was a
Gotcha.
really good battle. That was.
It was
pretty great.
It started off bad for us though. We had no idea what we were facing, and
Yeah, I agree.
terrified.
Yeah, and y'all were pretty mad about how things are going. I mean, it wasn't going well for first few rounds.
Yeah, first few rounds
So-
were rough.
And then you had, there's some critical fails on the enemy's team, and you had some critical successes on your own team, and so things evened out.
We talking about the fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were just talking
I
about how
was
make
ready
a
to
song
kill
for that.
somebody, so I was not holding back. It was fun, and I made all of those guys like interesting with their own kind of weaknesses and strengths, and so I felt like I didn't water it down for y'all.
Hey,
You made it fun.
I actually hit somebody.
It
So-
turned out fun.
Then
You
not
actually hit somebody, and it changed the course of the battle. Like
Yeah.
like you actually made a footprint on that, which is cool. I mean, I think Andreas should like think about that, and also when you're thinking about your IP,
well,
market.
he already had we didn't. It doesn't matter, but his chips. One of them was rifle
Nice.
Oh shit! Got it.
in the
Yeah.
old system, but it doesn't.
But the old system ports over great with the cyber. The cyber's really not going to change much.
Yeah.
Like Brendan got a little uptight about that. I was like, dude, don't worry about that. If you bought that, you have it.
Yeah.
It's +2. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's not the red rules. It's the same rules. The only
Same
thing
rules. They
we
just haven't
change is
explained it yet.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be the same. You're gonna get a +2 to your roll. It's fucking.
Right.
It's a DC. It's a D20 DC system.
I will say, I am excited for the core book
Me
for
too.
all of the other classes.
Me too.
I
Um,
I am
can't
looking
wait for the
forward to having.
scrapbooks for all of the classes. I
Yeah.
want to see how they reimagine media. I want to see how they reimagine exec. Solo is the warrior class. Sorry,
It's gonna
Carver.
be the same,
But
yeah,
like,
it's gonna be the same thing.
I mean, I'm not super interested in that. I think we've
Yeah,
already
it's-
gotten the solo part.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, Mike Pondsmith, I think he learned a lot from V3. He might be putting out some really cool stuff. I don't know if y'all saw the Cyberpunk thing he did, the live play they did for Red.
No.
No.
Y'all should
didn't
watch
get
it.
to
It's
watch
on
that.
YouTube. It's different than us.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what you guys think.
But they do
Is it
mention
devoid of all
in
humor?
yeah, it's
We'll
devoid
see.
of all humor. They do mention in the jumpstart kit that everybody will still have a specialty skill
Right.
per class.
Yes, and I love that.
And-
Those are the things from the original that I love.
Yeah.
I want that.
So I'm looking forward. That's what I'm looking forward to the most is having that defining characteristic back for all the classes.
That it factor that makes
Mhm.
each class stand out.
Mhm.
Um,
And they're not classes, right? They're called roles.
Yeah, they're
Right.
roles,
Which
but-
sucks because dice rolls. Anyway, whatever. On
Yeah,
audio medium, it's kind of confusing. But yeah. So you're a person that has a role to play. Well, god damn it, which is what their ideal was. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
it doesn't lend itself to audio, like you said.
Nah, not well.
We'll
Oh,
change
by
it
the
just
way,
for-
Eric, the work you're doing on the dubs, chef's kiss, man. I've only had to
Man.
like fuck around a little bit. For the most part, you're doing a
It's-
fantastic job for me.
it is
This last
so
one, please
exhausting.
split it up into pieces.
I don't think I can. I don't understand the context of what I was. I know what I was
I don't
saying,
know
but
either,
I
bud.
don't know how I can fit it into what the replies were.
So do
Oh,
your
man.
best, and I
I
can
think we
I can
might
do
have
some
to just
cutting.
cut some shit out. And
That's fine. I can cut it
yeah,
out.
I
So give me what you can do,
yeah,
whatever you want that to be, and I'll do my
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
Because that's the last one. After that, I
Yeah.
can actually produce it and release it.
I'm very happy to hear that the dub is working.
It's
It
a
is.
lot of
So the biggest problem, actually, I mean, it's definitely Eric's fuck up. That's the biggest
Yeah,
problem. But the
absolutely.
problem that's been just causing me all sorts of issues was fucking class.
yeah, his echo in his headset.
His echo
That's
drives
that's
me
actually part of
fucking
the reason
insane.
why it's easy
Yeah.
to do these dubs is a lot of the times
You
I
can
can
hear some of it.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't
It's loud
hear
as
everything,
fuck, John.
but I can
It is
hear
loud.
enough that I can, fit in the context.
So I have to
But
go in
this
there
last
and
one, I
have to
can't hear
shave it
anything.
up, and like
Yeah.
and like do a fade in and out between like every chortle he makes. It's a
Mhm.
fucking nightmare, man. And obviously I've not been able to do all of it because sometimes somebody will be talking and I can't do it. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you'll hear yourself through his headphones whenever
Mhm.
he's speaking sometimes, which sucks. But
That's
that's
a
how he
note. I'll
recorded.
pass that
That's
on to
nothing
him
I
for
can
his
do.
own
I
benefit.
Yeah,
You don't
Yeah.
hear it in his show, but I
Well,
think
you don't
it's
hear it in
probably-
his show because
he's using
he's
Zoom
doing
audio.
it all in Zoom, and so
Yeah.
it's being overlapped with people actually speaking because it's all Zoom output.
Good point.
So for us,
point.
if we had done his way,
Yeah.
it would have been fine, right?
Mhm.
But for us, since we're using this third-party app and he has his shit turned up like crazy, it was a problem.
I think that's a note for us in the future, though, is we could record on Zoom as well, just as an
I think-
audio backup.
I think we should actually consider recording on the same service that takes everything and pops it down, so we have no echoes like that. I think that's
Yeah.
a great idea. I don't know if
Yeah.
Zoom's the answer, but whatever we use,
Something, yeah.
that's what it
Yeah.
should be.
I don't know that we can use Zoom just because we use Kinsey's account,
Mm.
and that shit goes on UT's cloud server,
Yeah.
and she could get in trouble for all of our weird shenanigans.
She
You know what I
had-
mean?
She had a way around it, so
Does she?
we'll chat with her. But if not, we'll
not-
figure something else out.
If-
These tools exist.
Yeah.
We can. I'm happy to put the money up for Zoom.
Maybe that's something that would be
That's
worth
something
our,
would be
our
worthwhile.
cash.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a better solution. So I'll look into that this week a little
Okay.
bit. But yeah, like I've had issues with delays hearing the
Yeah.
headphones, and if all of that is just kind of the output of Zoom and it's all sequenced together, it makes my life so much better.
Right.
And that's all.
But then
we
we
care
have the latency issues that might be a problem.
Well, so the way it is, we're getting real time monitoring, and what's actually going to real is latency, but we don't know anything about that. Then we deliver me the waves, and I don't know anything about it either because I just get the waves. So it's actually no latency issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
All right. So Eric, you're up.
Radio.
You got the Jack of Hearts.
A good old Jack of Hearts. You see a good omen. What is it?
Mm.
You see a bad omen. What is it?
Mm.
Well, have I got something for you?
I mean, I thought the bad omen just happened last time.
It did, but
Or good omen.
We
For
have
me,
more.
good omen.
We have more.
Martin's never a good omen.
I've been thinking about this while I was taking that
Sure.
quick bio break.
Mhm.
Might as well just make it that bad omen. From this pit, after the Martin Lives has been seen for a week, from the pit begins a low and deep whooshing, which I will represent with. So it's sucking air in and out.
Oh no.
It's a Sarlacc pit.
It sounds like there's something large and living in there, and I will also represent that. The surmise. And that's what's ominous. It has the sound of something living and breathing.
Okay. Okay, cool.
It's an exciting time.
Mhm.
What's your poll for the season? Or not season, but day, whatever.
Week.
the week?
Well, first,
Outfit should be done.
Yeah,
Jungle
Sure,
scaffoldings
sure.
down to. I think that
Thank
should
you.
be done now. It's been a full 4 weeks. Or no, it's 3. Yeah, we're at 3. Sorry.
We have now outfitted,
yeah.
or something has happened to who
Right,
started
so
it?
John
John, right?
does
that was
that.
me. Yeah. Slowly but surely, they have collected the goods they think are necessary in order to enter the bunker.
Mhm.
But the Young Turks who threw Martin into the pit have maneuvered their way into leadership of this spelunking expedition.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So resources gathered.
Yeah, so they've
They're
collected
outfit.
enough ton
They're
from our
prepared.
scarce resources, slowly scraping it together out of people's mouths, and they've attached the peat to a stick so that they can use it as a torch.
Right.
Okay.
And they've picked up some extra heavy rocks from the quarry, sharp, with jagged edges to use as a weapon in case it turns out this terrible alien monster people exist still.
So the outcome is that if an expedition does occur, that the people that threw Martin in will be at the head of it.
Yeah, these
Okay.
2 or 3 guys are really muscling their way into some of the bigger things this community is trying to accomplish for whatever
They want to
reason.
be known and seen. Yeah. Okay. Do we want to represent what they took from the quarry and the peat bog, or is that
Nah, that's
So-
understood just from the
okay?
resources gathered. We got it.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And then it's Eric's action.
My action or what have you. I'm going to say we discover. All the stones around this pit begin overnight. They start stacking themselves in odd patterns.
Excellent. Good. I don't know if I've ever played this with you, Eric,
Yeah, we have at your house.
but long ago, right?
Yeah, like when we first
Talking
started.
years. Yeah.
We didn't
Mhm.
record it or anything.
No, we played it after we started the podcast, but we didn't record it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Surprised you weren't part of those early ones that Chris and I did.
I for the longest time I hadn't played any tabletop games just because Stephanie was doing her nursing school stuff.
I was about to say Stephanie had him enchained.
Yeah, I mean, I
and
had to run
it was
the
hard,
household.
It was hard to get Eric
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
that's fair.
He was supporting his loved one,
Yep.
and that meant not playing silly games while getting drunk with his
Yeah.
friends.
And then she broke her back, and it was a nightmare for years.
Fucking hell, I still can't imagine what that must have been like. I had a chance to talk to her about it when I went to your comedy show, Eric,
Yeah,
and like she was telling me about just like the tip of the iceberg. I was like, holy fucking hell.
yeah.
Just what a nightmare.
We made it through that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say some of the community is displeased about these stones stacking by themselves.
Mhm.
There is some contempt that parts of the community are doing this to scare other parts. So I'm gonna take a contempt token.
Love it.
Okay, that's your turn, right?
Yep.
John, you're up.
I got the 10 of Hearts.
Ooh-wee.
Either there's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they? What sets them apart? Or what belief or practice helps unify your community? The increasing presence of these young gentlemen who have forced themselves into leadership roles every time has begun to quantify amongst the community, solidify into hard and fast leadership positions. The community begins to believe that these men have been chosen to make the hard decisions for the community. Not necessarily full leadership, but anytime something comes up that they have difficulty answering, they turn to these three.
Yeah.
This triumvirate, the Martin Slayers.
I love the idea that it's not even they see it as the right answer, but they're making a solution happen when there's hands up in the air as to what's going on.
So in effect, they become a light form of government for our community.
Got it. Are you going to create a?
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to make that a pictorial thing, but.
Let's see.
Maybe like a pyramid with an eye.
Oh, sorry guys. I gotta look at this real quick.
What are we looking at?
My most engaged accounts for the weekend.
Nice.
All right. Got a weird job, y'all.
Dude.
Yeah. I may have a job again someday.
Hey, yeah.
That would be fantastic.
I hope so, dude. What a nightmare this has been for everybody.
Yeah, I got a call this week from a PM that I work with quite often, asking me if I was willing to work. She had somebody on the hook that just needed Rex. So we'll see if I get a call from them. And then she's got some stuff starting to show up for June and July.
Yeah, just like I don't think you're in a, demographic that's at risk, but it's easy to take precautions. Just do it.
Yeah. That's for the past couple of weeks. I've been talking to people, and it's just right now it's just figuring out how that looks on a film set. Does that make sense? Yeah, like who's in charge of making sure that it's happening?
Yep.
What precautions are we taking? What does craft service look like? Because you can't just have everybody gathering around a table grabbing stuff whenever they want, like stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean these things are very surmountable. It just takes a little forethought.
We're probably going to be shooting things that don't have very many extras, keeping crew sizes small.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool that you have to be creative, right?
Shooting on
interesting art.
Yeah, shooting on sound stages because you can control who goes in and out of a sound stage, and less on location because that's somebody's house. It's stuff like that. It's just everybody's got to figure that out before we go back.
I think it's going to be fairly normal-ish in about 3 months, and this will all be a weird, I can't believe we lived through that type of thing.
I hope so.
So projects go down?
Yeah.
At this point?
Although, guys, I do have a bunch of bats on ice that I ordered for meat.
Oh, Chris, no.
It's on ice, so it's probably fine, right?
Please
Viruses can't survive freezing temperatures.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they are so delicious.
Weird. Yeah, they really are,
But that is your fault for being on the Ozzy Osbourne diet.
Yeah, that tender, sweet bat meat. It's hard to pass up.
It's good. It's good. And you don't want to cook it. You want to keep it fresh, full of blood.
Bat tartare is a beloved dish.
Everybody makes fun of, poor Chinese people, but for eating that. But damn, they don't have nothing to eat over there. No. Jesus.
But also,
bats are everywhere.
Sometimes we eat things that are really kind of terrible too.
Yeah,
I haven't eaten a bat though. Gotta put that one up there.
That's true.
You can't. You don't know that for sure. I mean, they've never really disclosed what goes into a McPatty.
I have never had a McPatty.
You've never had McDonald's? You're fucking with me.
I've had Sonic and Wendy's. My parents didn't allow us to have McDonald's when we were growing up.
Nice. That was probably a good call.
That's for the best.
They had something against it. I don't know what the deal was, but
Wow.
yeah, we had Wendy's. For sure.
Okay, Stephanie growing up, her parents would never let her eat at McDonald's because
Mhm.
they said they put mealworms in their meat.
I think
And
that was similar.
a growing rumor at the
That
time.
was similar
And
with my
yeah.
folks. Yeah.
yeah. So
Also, same with Jack in the Box. There was a kangaroo meat incident that
Mhm.
actually was a
kangaroo
deal.
meat. Actually,
And
there's
so
a
we didn't
place
go
called
there
the
either.
Twisted Root in Dallas. You can get
Yeah.
a kangaroo meat burger. You can get
There
an
used to
alligator
be
meat
a-
burger.
I
There
know
used
that-
to be a Twisted Root here.
Did there? Huh.
Yeah, over on Burnett.
Nice.
So
I really
Twisted
wanted a
Root
kangaroo meat
in
burger.
Dallas has a brewery in their basement called the Root Cellar.
Yeah.
Mm.
One of my friends was brewing at. Yeah, I'm very
Nice.
familiar. I've never had their kangaroo meat though.
I haven't either. I wanted to, but it was like $15 for a burger. and I was
Yeah,
like,
all of the specialty meats are very expensive.
Yeah. It's like
I don't.
the novelty of
You're
trying
gonna
was
do
probably
something
a nasty
gamey. It's
meat.
gonna suck.
Yeah.
It's gonna be gamey.
It's gonna
shit
be a
meat,
nasty
yeah.
meat.
And it's from Australia, man. It's sat
Right.
somewhere for fucking weeks
In a
and
freezer for
in a
weeks.
freeze-
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck it. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta be Ted Nugent to get the good exotic meats.
You really do.
know?
You gotta get fresh
He gets
exotic
that fresh
meat.
penguin. He gets that
Yeah.
fresh, crocodilo. He loves
can't
that
fuck
pangolin
around.
meat. Yeah.
Do you think he arrow shoots the meat when it arrives, regardless of whether it's alive or not?
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
he lights the tip of the arrow on fire. He explodes into pieces, and he has his servants.
and then he
pick
serves
up
it to his friends. Like, I just killed this.
Oh man, that's some shade.
You can see
I
right
think-
here.
I think
arrow
at least he allows the animal out of its cage to run on its grounds, and then he fires and shoots it.
I love that for him.
Yeah.
Okay, back to our game.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're still in spring. Let's get to a different season.
It's projects.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So jungle scaffolding extraction has hit 0.
Cool. Well, what that's going to look like for our dear sweet villagers is we have piles of wood now. We can begin the
Ooh, piles of
construction.
wood?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Piles
say
of-
we have wood.
We have an abundance of wood.
Yeah. We have that so that we can start construction on this tower.
Got it.
That's our next project. And
That's what you're gonna do.
yeah. No, I can't do that.
No,
No.
it's not
It's
your
not
turn.
Your turn.
Oh, yeah, it's not my turn.
Tom's turn.
Yeah, that's right. And we're good.
I'm going to have a discussion.
All right.
How often must we appease the pit?
Rumor has it it's once every few years.
Whatever we have done with the pit has been wrong all along. Look at it now. Wow, that's another sentence.
What's that?
Whatever we have done with the pit has been wrong all along.
Love it.
We must seek answers from the three. Because I started with the question,
Good
I get to
question.
end with
No.
the-
You get to end. I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that question mark. I
Yeah.
heard the lift in the last word of your sentence.
Mhm, mhm.
Cool.
That-
Draw me the
that-
card.
That's an audio engineer for you. Do you ever find yourself doing the Matrix thing when you're looking at waveforms? Where you're like, all you see is waveforms, but I see.
I wish you understood my world when I'm looking at waveforms. I know,
I-
John.
I do.
I
to
know
some
what your looks like. I know what your click looks like. I know what it looks like. I don't even need to hear it. I know what it looks like when you're hesitating and making kind of a throat noise, which a lot of us do. We're like, this. I zap it all without even fucking listening to that shit now.
I didn't tell you, but Sarah, one of Sarah's coworkers is
Mhm.
leaving, going to a different job.
I see.
So she decided to do something for him.
Mhm.
And in this time period, certain things are difficult to do. So what she decided to do was have everybody record themselves in Zoom doing goodbye farewell from Sound of Music.
Goodbye, farewell. Yeah.
and then I synced it up to the song and cut it and made it a video.
Sure.
So I had to sync everybody's full version of the song and then do cuts out of it and all that kind of stuff.
What
And
a
the
fun
whole
nightmare
time,
that was.
it's
Yeah.
very much that where you're like by the end of it, I was like, this is where the song starts. I can tell that they're about to do this.
Yes.
Sick. Move
Yes.
on to the next
Yes.
one. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
I do video myself. It's not looking at audio waveforms. It's like I see each part. I know where I can skip around because like I have this weird knowledge. Once I have a visual representation, I know exactly where we were in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at audio, I'm lost.
All it takes, like John said, is having to do a fucking horrific project, and you get to know those waveforms.
Starting to
You
get there
used
with the
to-
dubs.
You know what those clicks look like. You know what
Yeah.
those ums look like. You know exactly when someone's
I
starting
know every
that
time
fucking
Marconi's
burst.
talking for fucking sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's a loud boy.
the issue that I have with Marconi. I don't care about his loudness. It's the fucking ums.
He does
Marconi's ums
every other word.
per sentence are so much
Yes.
higher than y'all's. It
Yeah.
drives me insane. 'Cause
I
he
have
goes,
heard that is a South American feature.
Fucking hell.
Like,
It's
well,
a-
he
it's
is
an
the feature of
everybody
the language. Well,
we're all guilty of it,
true,
right?
but-
Yeah.
But like Marconi, that's like a big.
he goes
thing.
all in.
We got to play this game. What's
Yes,
my
we
card?
do. Yeah, we're
It's card
having a
time.
good
Yeah.
King of Hearts.
Ooh. A young boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it?
Ooh.
Or an old man confesses to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done?
Oh, this is juicy.
One of
I
the
love it.
old men that is being carried around for his wisdom. He looks up at the community during feeding time when Tun is being passed around with wizened eyes, full of sorrow, and he says, "I'm not from this time. I've lived all of this before.
I'm from the before four.
I was sent here to make sure
That show's
that
pretty good.
Martin
is
was
a good
put
show.
in the pit, and I'm racked with guilt because what's happening is not supposed to be what's happening. Please go into the pit, get him back out."
Huh.
Okay, that's what he says.
Cool.
So he
I feel like that
he
shows
has
it's
said,
written.
now he's an octogenarian.
But it's
Eric made that very clear.
Yeah.
Very old. We keep them around for their wisdom, so we assume what he's saying is legit, has some weight. But what he said is crazy. From some other time that he came here to make sure Martin was thrown in the pit, and now that it's happened, it's going wonky. That's what he said. It sounds crazy. We'll see. Looks like John took a contempt token for that.
Some amount of the community will remember this.
Okay, good.
Little-
Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at our projects. Nothing. Let's get another project going because it seems like we need to do that. So a good part of the group listens to. Let's see. What should this guy's name be?
Oh, your old man?
Okay, I've got a good name for him.
Martin Senior.
No, his name is Old Man Horp.
Oh, I
There we
hate
go.
that. Okay. Contempt. One contempt.
Yeah. No, you can take a
Yeah, you can
contempt.
contempt for anything.
No
Doesn't
lag.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to give it to yourself. So, following Old Man Horp's words, a few of the community decide that they want to descend into the pit, which is distributing these bizarre behaviors, phenomenon. So, against the wishes of others, perhaps, they have decided to use some of the wood, the abundance, to create a ladder.
Okay.
Honestly, this is not the most crazy of tasks. They just need, sinew from the wolves
Yeah.
and
Probably
this
a week.
wood.
Maybe
I
two
mean,
most.
or
They could
find some
probably just
jungle.
use like woven peat. They don't need to go kill a
Woven
bunch
peat.
of wolves.
woven peat. Yeah. Right. Whole ladder.
This
I'm gonna
isn't
say-
this isn't Kingdom Death. They don't need to use animal sinew. There are other tools.
The animal
gonna say
sinew has
three-
such better uses.
3 weeks to really get this ladder going.
Mm.
Sound good? More? Less?
Sounds good.
I think less.
fine.
Honestly.
Okay.
2 tops.
2 weeks? Got
Yeah,
it.
if you're using peat, why not? Just gotta build those threads,
That's it. I got that project going. It's back up to top. Eric.
All right.
9 of hearts, my
Nine of
friend.
hearts. Here goes it.
This is the last spring card.
Yeah, we should have done the shortened version.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still can if you want to go through and
Yeah, what is
Some of
the
there's a rule
removal?
for it.
Yeah, let me look at
show
that
you.
while he goes through his thing.
Sounds good. A charismatic young girl convinces many to help her with an elaborate scheme. What is it? Who joins her endeavors? Start a project to reflect.
Ooh, you have to start a project.
A charismatic young girl tries to tempt many into sinful or dangerous activity. Why does she do this? How does the community respond? A charismatic young girl named Bethany tries to tempt the community to burn vast swaths of the ton fields.
Whoa.
Because she believes that that will appease whatever's in that hole that we now have a project going on to build ladders into. She sees that as a way to shortcut this project at a cost of food for the community. I can only imagine that the community would be very split on this.
Yeah, no,
Some-
I'll definitely take some contempt.
Yeah.
Her idea really offends most of the people who want to eat in the
Right,
community.
right.
So I'll take it.
many people are zealously following her, but just as many people find this idea in fucking sane.
Yeah, please don't burn my ton.
Don't burn my ton. We're under the gun. Don't burn the ton. They shout.
Do they know what a
that
gun
takes
is?
us- What's that?
Do they know what a gun is? Why would they shout that?
They shout that. Nobody
Okay.
knows what a gun is.
The jackals had guns.
Yeah, we just established something about the community.
Cool. Guns are a long forgotten thing.
Once we
jackals.
drove the jackals away in their guns, we've decided never to use them again.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember we were just using sharp pointed sticks not too long ago.
For everything,
Right.
including excavating bunkers.
Yeah.
All right, that's your card.
Projects go down,
With my action.
Whole ladder.
gets one step closer to the truth.
Okay. My action is thus. From the hole begins emanating. Whoopsie daisy. Emanating cracks with a red light shining out and going towards. This is a discovery. They're heading towards another corner of the dome
The opposite quarter from our.
from
Community.
the village. Yeah.
All right.
Sucks. John, you're up.
The 9 of diamonds. A project fails. Which one? Why? Or something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity. We only have the one project. So we'll add a new scarcity, I think. For some reason that's not entirely clear yet, sighting of the wolves decreases. To the point where they're virtually non-existent.
Okay.
So our scarcity would be animal bits.
Yeah. Bits of dangerous meat.
I'll just put wolves for now.
Yeah, scarcity of wolves.
Mhm. You can
Let's
put like a less than sign above the wolf or something. I don't know.
Nice.
There we go.
Love it. Can we get that in red though? 2 undos and a.
can I undo it?
Yeah, I can
That
do
work
this
on
again.
Yeah. Ba-da-na-na-na-na.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
There's something strange.
In your neighborhood. Also, you can do a draw with that square one. You can do a circle. No judgment on your circle there. Just
I'm not.
It's a dog shit circle.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's fair.
You STEM guys can make perfect squares and stuff, but I'm not doing that.
STEM. Oh,
Science,
I know what you
technology,
mean. I know
engineering.
what you mean. Yeah, I took me a second. I was like, what? I thought he said STEM at first. Whatever. Anyhow.
I'm married to somebody that works in education, so STEM is a very common
Yeah.
phrase. For my action,
Well, the whole ladder actually comes down to 0.
Yep.
well, when it didn't come down to 1 on my turn, or no, it went down.
No, it came down to 1 on my turn.
Just now we got to the point where you can do it. So I think I was the one who started that project, correct?
You
I
did.
did.
Alrighty. The community is excited to find out. Some didn't like the idea. The hole has been so bizarre and frightening, but everyone came out to see what was discovered. I mean, this has been the greatest mystery since, well, we drove the jackals back and took this place as our own. However, approaching the edge of the pit, all of the work that has been seen throughout the 2 weeks, is gone. There's no ladder. There's no workers. Part of our community is missing. That's what happened.
Cool. What happened?
Okay. As a project, the Triumvirate would like to, in the face of this increasing support of this young girl who wants to burn our ton,
Bethany?
they would like to shore up the supplies that they originally planned for the expedition to now be a stockpile for the community in case somebody does something stupid in the next.
So essentially, we're further rationing food so that we can stockpile more.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it'll be our
Love it.
stockpile.
How many weeks?
I think in order to get a good enough stockpile, it's probably like 3. They're looking ahead to a world in which the ton is gone and there is no other food source.
Excuses.
Powerful. Okay, I think that's me, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
3
right.
diamonds.
Summer is a time for production and tending to the earth. Start a project related to food production. Or summer is a time for conquest and the gathering of might. Start a project related to the military readiness and conquest.
Gee, in my experience, which one will Chris choose?
Alrighty. So we've got a couple of options here. Let's see. Yeah, no problem. So we spent just a lot of time, a lot of money, well, resources, kind of outfitting for the bunker, but we never really did anything about it. But what we discovered were underground tunnels. Just a labyrinth of old tunnels, mining tunnels, and their walls are covered in lichen. And so what we're going to do in order to continue to help with these stockpiles, well, we're going to start scraping the immense amount of lichen off of these walls in order to bolster our food production. Now we can make a really nice soup from it. It's actually tastes a little better than ton. It's got a kind of a mineral finish, but otherwise quite delicious. So we're going to start a project related to food production to scrape lichen off the walls of the caves.
Okay. Liking that. Okay.
Orson Welles clap.
All right. I'm going to say it's going to take a good 4 weeks to get all that sweet, sweet lichen.
Gotta get that liking.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and
That's my
lower the
best
ton.
impression.
That was
Lower the
perfect.
ton.
Mm.
Oh, I got to get some lichen in there. My apologies, gentlemen.
Yeah, we want to see that liking.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
Or I could link to the incredibly pretentious Shia LaBeouf version.
Oh, that's
Love
my
that, man.
favorite, honestly, because it's so modern.
It does come from a very good video. It just is
Yeah.
very pretentious.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Mhm. It's a great video.
So good.
All right, we're gonna get some delicious lichen soup into this community. Wonderful. That was my card.
So we're gonna open up a McSchmonald's. I'm liking it. Nothing. Okay.
That was good.
Mm.
So we have spotted. Unfortunately, we have spotted herds. Sorry, no, packs of flying wolves in the
Flying
air.
I'm sorry. Flying wolves.
Yeah, it seems like something's happened to the wolves. We thought they were going extinct, but they are flying.
So you've introduced a project and a discovery.
No.
No
No?
project.
Oh,
The
this is part
project
of your
was
card.
my
That's right,
card.
That's right. Yeah.
This is something
Gotcha.
we have spotted in the air, darting
on board.
between the strange clouds.
Now explain
In
their
this
wings
dome.
because I wanna a full
They clearly grow
image
out of
of
the
a
neck,
wolf wing. Yeah. Yeah, clearly.
which is fine. That's where all the blood is.
Right. So if you would, Chris, explain a wolf wing to me. What's that
That's
like?
like a good name for a metal band.
Wolf wing. Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Are they membranous? Are they?
We've not had a good like it's kind of like the UFO situation. You know, no one really believes it, but there have been lots of sightings.
Mm,
Mm,
That's my turn.
checks out.
beautiful. Okay.
Eric, you are the two of diamonds.
Someone new arrives.
Mm.
Who? Why are they in distress? Or someone leaves the community. Who? What are they looking for? Oh, man. I want to think this one out a bit.
Go
I
for
got
it.
two really good ideas. I need to take a leak, so I'm going to think on that. This is okay.
Well, I'll take a bio break since the moment has arisen.
Yeah. All right. Back in 5.
There's that whistling. I got a good one for you.
What you got?
Well, we'll just have to wait till John gets here.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were gonna give me a whistle back.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm better than my wife at whistling, but not much.
The trick is blowing air through your lips at a high speed.
Look, my wife, this is how she whistles. And I don't know if it'll translate through the microphone, but it's
She makes noises
like-
with her throat.
yeah,
at
with
the
her
same
throat.
time?
Like it's
No.
not good. And I'm like,
Yes.
honey, it's terrible.
It's not a
Like she
whistle.
always tries to whistle tequila, like the da 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 da, da but it always comes out like monotone sounding and with
Yeah.
the throat.
That's awesome. Yeah, tell her she's embarrassing her family with that. You know,
Oh, it's. I can at least get the throat sounds out, but it's not
we got 100
particularly
followers today.
tuneful. Actually, it was yesterday, but
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
whatever I can get. You're doing a great job on that shit, man. I mean, you're watching the analytics, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's
market.
hard. It's hard getting people interested in what you're
You're
saying on
so
Twitter.
nice. You're so nice. I don't think I can be as nice as you. You're very good at that. I envy your abilities.
It for a long time felt really fake because I want followers, but really it's just just be yourself and say what you think and don't be
But you're also very kind to people. You're a very kind.
people deserve kindness
engager.
on the
Yeah.
internet, I think.
I appreciate that. See, I've always been trained that you have to be an asshole no matter what on the internet, whether you're
Oh.
playing Path of Exile, Call of Duty, or responding into DMs.
No, you've
have
had some very
be a
helpful
piece of shit.
rebukes to some of my outlashings, but yeah.
You gotta like not worry about Dennis Detwiller's like Trump arrangement.
That
syndrome.
guy-
You
oh,
can't,
man,
you
he-
can't get into his stuff. He's
it's like,
fucking
dude,
crazy.
you
Yeah.
oh
Great
yeah.
writer, incredibly imaginative, but
Yeah.
he
He is so opinionated.
is too
like-
opinionated when it comes to politics on Twitter, which
Yep.
is a problem with Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter is a nest of that shit. But it's also a great place to get your brand out there. So
Yep.
you gotta deal with it. All right. Where are we? Oh, Eric was about to regale us.
Yep.
Yes. So, what I pulled was the what it was.
Two of diamonds,
two of
someone
diamonds.
new arrives, or someone leaves the community, and then some questions about those people.
Okay. So here's who leaves the community. Old Man Horp suddenly one morning is gone from his palatial hut.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he did leave a note.
I'm still gonna go ahead and throw a little contempt out here.
That's fine.
Yeah, I
People
know it's
need
fine.
him. He's a needed person in the community.
Powerful.
Old Man Horp leaves, and his note says this: "This time stream is all wrong. Something happened here I can't account for. I need to go back. I need to fix this."
Did he say he needs to go back to the future?
No,
What does his hair look like? Is
his
it
hair.
wild? Like
His hair
really combs
was his hair. He had a bald top and shaggy on the sides, so kind of wild. Yeah.
it?
Okay.
Was he very concerned with the Libyans?
No.
Mm.
You just pulled that out of your ass, but yeah, no. Now, Old
Wait,
Man Horp.
He
The
did not
Doc,
pull that out of his ass.
the Doc Brown reference?
He was going Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, I
hard.
completely forgot that. Yeah, dude, that's my bad. I'm sorry. I thought I pulled
You don't have
nothing.
to apologize for not getting the amazing reference work that John and I were doing. And
You guys were doing amazing reference work, and I should apologize.
I mean, I did say Back to the Future before any of that.
You said that, and I missed it. It just all went over my head.
Yeah,
because
no
I'm
worries.
so
no,
into
it's
the
not
topic.
a very popular movie. No one
Yeah,
really
Not at
watched
all.
it.
You didn't just totally miss the entire foundation of time travel pop culture reference
Right, right.
in the United States and the
It's a good
Western
thing-
canon,
It's a
really.
good thing for me because that could really bottom out our viewership. So
We are very reference based. If I have
Hey.
anything to do about it, it's all pop culture reference all the time. That's what I do.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm a fan of that, but that one went right past me.
Well, no worries. I'm gonna go ahead and put a
So-
couple more of these arrows over by these wolves while you straighten that out in your brain.
Sure. Yeah. So
There we go.
this.
Let's put a seventh one in there just to like. Nope. Ugh, it's hard to get it to point in the right direction, John.
It is hard.
Oh,
I mean, 7 is one of the
okay,
great literature magical numbers. So
it's true. And when you got 3 sevens in a row, actually, that's the big one.
Mhm.
The big pep they call it.
Yeah. So anyhow, Horp is gone without explanation, and it's especially suspicious and curious because he had to be carried around. But he's gone.
Wow.
not
I'm
here
gonna take
anymore, and
another
not to know.
contempt.
You can get one per.
Nope, I can do whatever I want.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
another part of the
didn't
community
know that.
that's
Okay.
upset for a different reason.
My bad.
contempt you can just rack that shit up. It means nothing. It's great.
Cool.
It
cool,
means
cool, cool.
everything. It means the community will never forget this situation.
It means whatever you want it to mean. It's a fiat currency.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Love a good fiat. So we're gonna have another discovery.
Okay.
The ground begins to bulge where
God
these
damn
red
it.
lines.
Engorge. It's
and
too massive.
engorge. It's big.
Okay.
And
I don't like that.
yeah, nobody likes that. It's scary.
So this tumescent ground exists on the opposite side of the hole in the community.
Yes, on the opposite side of the hole in the community.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just filling out this map, y'all.
Okay. John.
Yeah, I got
Card?
the 8 of diamonds.
I love it. Enjoy this. You have to read it out loud though.
Yeah. Either someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed? What do they? Why do they do this? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas in motion, start a foolish project.
Nice.
Let me take a moment here and look at our known community. Clearly, this is the Triumvirate's opportunity. With the loss of Horp
Love that, man.
and
You know what? I'm gonna take a contempt.
and the increasing anarchist propaganda of this Bethany woman, the Triumvirate knows that in order to bring order to this community and to protect it from a loss of currently its only food source, they have to take control, and they set themselves up as chieftains
Whoa.
of
I
the
don't like that
community.
at all. Are you
Love it.
gonna make that a pictorial situation?
Tin pot despots.
Mm.
Okay, but how are you gonna make that a pictorial situation?
So our
Nice.
ton stockpiling has reached 0 during your turn. Whose project was that?
That was mine.
That was yours. Cool.
What happens?
As part of this, the Triumvirate now controls the entirety of the known food source for the community, assisting their rise to power.
So it begins.
Okay, cool.
Scrape that lichen should be down to 1, right?
Nope, just 2.
No. Okay.
All right, I got it.
Yeah, you got. I trust you. I'm just an idiot. You know.
On my
Math.
turn it was 4. On yours it was 3. Now it's 2.
I thought it was less than. It's my bad. Hi, I'm dumb.
No, this is my job. You know, you guys pay me a lot of money to keep track of this, so I'm
Pay
doing it.
him all the money.
Yeah, technically, any money we make goes to Chris. It's true.
Yeah, he tithes us about 99%.
Or you know, artistic renditions of our characters that take 3 months longer than they should. You know,
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
one or the other. One or the other. How's your brother doing, by the way?
Yeah, I asked him about that, and he said he hadn't started on it, and that
God
was a
damn
week
it,
ago.
that piece of shit.
Well, to be fair to him, he's trying to find he got laid off like at the beginning of the pandemic. He's been trying to find a job since.
Yeah.
So
Did you tell him that we have some like $15 a month in
I said
Patreon
I've got
funds that
full
are
things
his
for him.
has his name on it?
I paid him 100 for his art he did for our
He did great, by the way. He did a really
yeah,
good
I
job.
agree. And I was like, hey man, I'll pay you more for character renditions because I know it's gonna take you longer. And he's like, cool, great.
Well, I'm
But he-
happy to hire another Fiverr person that isn't a strange slave from the
God,
Philippines.
they were bad.
Well, they just took a long time, and
they took a long time.
They lost the original like great renders and like rushed out new renders, which kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Those
It's-
original renders were dope.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So we'll discover something new.
Yeah, okay.
While walking through the forest or the jungle, one of our community comes to the edge near where the this mysterious door is located, and sees it whoosh open, and a wolf enters.
Whoa, a flying wolf or a normal wolf?
Normal wolf.
Whoa.
Mm.
And then it closes behind them, and they rush over there to find out. And of course, it doesn't open for them.
Mm.
Huh.
This is
That's-
at the bunker, or no, the door to the outside.
The door to the outside.
Got it. Fucked up. Okay, I don't like that. Yeah, make a pictorial
crazy.
representation of that. I'm gonna go and take contempt.
You don't like a lot of things.
I mean, it's
It's
not
okay
me,
to not
it's
like
part of the
things.
community. That's not.
Could
a
you
big
add a
deal.
contempt for me too? Because I don't
I'm
like
happy to do
wolves
that.
coming into my community.
There you go.
They're leaving. The wolves are leaving your community, though.
Oh,
They're
it
prob-
left. I
they're
thought it was
probably-
entering.
Well, whatever. There's a lot of flying wolves in the air. So.
I don't like that wolves have better access to our containment than we do as a community member.
Let's see if I
Either
can-
way, wolves coming in and out bad.
that
I like. You know what I
looks like
just
a
realized
submarine. Yeah,
about Chris's drawing of a wolf?
it's fucking amazing, right?
It looks like it belongs on a medieval tapestry.
It definitely has a
Okay,
sterling tail.
It does.
Yes, it
It
does.
I've had the worst time with that dog the last few days. He has worms. I discovered,
Oh no! What
Oh.
kind of
which is a
worms?
whole thing. Like it's very difficult to deal with.
Is it heartworms?
No. God damn.
Oh, thank
no.
goodness.
It's
Yeah.
like the normal like poop worms,
Heartworms, yeah.
round
Tapeworms.
worms.
Yeah. Oh.
So the problem is his infestation was so high is that he can't shit them out because there's so many dead worms now in his body. I gave him his
Ew.
dewormer. And so we had to take him back to the vet to get this dead worm impaction out of his colon.
Oh,
Think about
Well,
that.
Jesus, dude.
tell him welcome to the party. You know.
Wait,
hey,
what?
hey, welcome to the party, Sterling.
Hey, Sterling,
All of our
guess what?
colons are full of dead worms.
you've been
Yeah.
initiated.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been this way the whole time, Sterling. Open your eyes. We
Open
all
your
have dead
eyes.
worms. We all have dead worms in our
Welcome to
colons.
the real world.
Wake up, sheeple.
Dead worms in colons.
It's the real
Beautiful.
problem. Chris, you ready for your card?
Please.
10 of diamonds.
Eh. Can you give me one that sounds a little less lame?
No,
All right, I'll read
it's a pretty
this.
good one. There's lots of bold text on it.
You discover a cache of supplies or resources at a new abundance.
Hmm.
Or a scarcity has gone unaddressed for too long. Start a project that will alleviate that scarcity.
Ooh.
Well, our burning peat has been dissolving in the
Mhm.
waves,
Mhm.
and our source of kind of warmth and comfort and fuel is at stake. We need to start a new project to make sure that the peat is being harvested properly, making sure that we're tapping into any additional deposits of it, because really this is the only way to stay warm in Martin Shore's biodome.
Hmm.
All right, one sec. Here it is.
I keep thinking Martin Shore is like a really high version of Martin Sheen.
Mm. I love that.
President Jeb Bartlett.
I'm gonna say 3 weeks. Sound good?
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
3 weeks. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape that lichen down to 1
Mm.
already.
That
Now it's
like
time for
him.
my action. All right. What do we have going on here? A lot of stuff, actually.
Yeah, we got a lot
Okay.
of shit going on here.
Cool. No worries. If the wolves can leave, so can we. Let's mount an expedition.
Mm.
That's 2 sentences. Let's make it a semicolon. No big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if you just say it and it makes sense as one sentence,
All
if
right,
you can
fuck
imagine
it.
the punctuation.
This is it. Should we mount an expedition for the outside of the dome?
Yes.
Okay. And you, John?
I don't know that we're ready.
Since
Nice.
I switched it to a question, I'm going to finish. It's what Martin would have wanted.
You got to let Eric do something first, though.
I said
No,
yes.
he said yes. He's good.
I said
Oh.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He said yes. It went to you, went back to me. And what I said was meant to upset you, John. I don't know if it worked out that way. It's what Martin would have wanted.
Yeah,
Just threw
hard
it.
pass on all of that.
Is that a
right.
contempt?
Yeah, of course it is. It's always a
Okay, cool,
contempt.
cool, cool.
This one's red, which means it's
Ooh.
extra contempt.
a lot of
More
contempt.
contempt than the rest.
It's all fiat currency, so
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. That's what makes it happen, you know.
Mhm.
Just print as much as you want.
Go ahead and draw a card for Mr. Lindbergh.
Yes.
7 of diamonds.
Okay.
Classic.
Introduce a mystery at the edge of the map,
Mhm.
or an unattended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it? How does it go awry? Well, I think I have the answer for you. This growing concern of the pit with the breathing and the cracked lines heading out towards a bulging spot at the edge of the dome has now fully coalesced into a real problem for y'all.
For us. You remember the community, too.
For us, for all of us, for the community. Oh, that's that didn't work out the way I was expecting it to. Bummer, there's no white drawing, but whatever. So I'll do a little better here.
There's an erase button.
No, I know that, but like, it would have been a little more pretty if because drunk Eric has problems with straight lines. Okay.
There's a straight line tool in the whiteboard.
No, but like, don't worry about it. Anyway, again,
not worried about
there's no white
Never
and
been.
there's no, yeah. Boom. And we have erupting from the ground comes
Buttworms?
Buttworms.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring Miles Davis. What?
Was he a known buttwormist?
Yeah.
I was just helping you out because it's taking an
No,
enormous
that's
amount of
beautiful.
time.
Yeah. not bad at this.
It's pretty cool. Dang, he's got a middle finger. Oh yeah.
No.
What
See
is
the
this?
Juggalo?
What is this thing?
Wait, hold on.
Looks like a
Wolf
wolf.
God? Wolf Mother?
Is it Fenris?
Yes, it's the Wolf Mother, and also
Good band. Wolf Mother.
it's just a big old glob of small children
Oh, is it a
and
terrible
wolves.
form made out of other bodies? Is it
Yes,
a
It's just a big. It's a Cronenberg.
Mhm.
It's a
Mix of
Bloodborne villain?
wolves and young children. Has erupted
Perfect.
from the ground with Martin as the top sprout on the top wolf
Oh,
form.
Oh, so it's a terrible
And it shrieks out across the village.
human
I am Martin.
excellent. Okay, cool. So let's create another notable here.
Martin lives.
Wolf God
I hate everything about this.
/ Martin / dead babies.
Yeah,
Got it.
sounds about right.
I hate all of it.
I'm
Love
in
it.
love with it, honestly.
I am too. Excellent. So now for your action, I already brought this down. So scrape that lichen actually needs to be resolved. That's mine.
Mhm.
What's really nice, despite all of the frightening things happening by the pit, we're able to create a massive store of this beautiful lichen that's ready to be cooked up into a wonderful soup.
Mm.
So there's that. I hope you guys are excited about some lichen soup.
I'm liking it.
Yep.
Yep, that was the joke
Yep.
that you keep trying to sell.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put abundance of lichen soup. We have lichen for food now. All right.
Mhm.
Consolidate Pete, I brought down to 2. And Eric, it's time for your action.
That was a discovery. No, that
No,
wasn't. That was
That
actually
was
You're
the
right. My
frightening
action.
thing
Sorry,
found at the edge of the map.
you're
A
right.
mystery.
I goofed it. So,
It's actually possible to lose the game before the Frost Shepherd's card is drawn, isn't it, John?
seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we all agree that that's how that story goes, sure.
It's might be the case.
We
'Cause-
need an expedition to. Well, not an expedition. We need to mount a party to fight this beast.
All right, cool. I'm gonna
There's
go
my
ahead.
go.
You make your little thing. I'm gonna do a contempt. Most
Is
of
that-
the
Is that a project or a
It's a
discussion?
project.
Here's-
yeah, most of the community wants to hide. It's very scary.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm gonna give myself a little contempt here.
Love it.
There we are.
I'm gonna give it a week. Doesn't seem like we have much time to fight this thing off.
Yeah, it's screaming I am Martin, so that's the bad sign.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it just wants to, curl up in our laps and get pets.
It seems really big and angry.
It might be that.
Probably
Yeah.
shouldn't have thrown all our babies down there, y'all.
We just threw one baby down there.
It obviously not. Look how many fucking babies are making up this big wolf
Hey,
god thing.
we came here as a people with our beliefs and whatnot.
The
and it
jackals
seems
were
some
fucking
of
around.
Those beliefs were correct. Yeah.
That is probably true. Yeah.
The jackals were doing some weird shit, some weird like alchemy stuff.
All
All right, John, you're up. What's your card?
All right. What projects are underway? How long do we need to fight this thing?
Sorry, I wolf god battle. He said 1 week.
Great.
Excuse me. Thank you.
I got the Queen of Diamonds, which is a project finishes early. Which one and why? Um, weirdly, it's consolidating the Pete. It seems like the Wolf God battle prep would be better, but it's not for this.
I knew what I was going to do at the end of this, so I'm really sad you just got the.
That's how the game goes, man.
I know.
They successfully gathered the Pete, and of course, it ends up in the Triumvirate's crazy stockpile of governmental control. And that's it. That's the thing. Triumvirate stronger.
Burning Pete is still a scarcity then.
Yeah.
All right. What's your action?
Artificial scarcity.
Oh, the Wolf God battle prep is over.
It is.
Eric, what happens?
So the villagers scramble in a week's time to gather up the necessary weapons to fight
Sharp pointy sticks.
the Wolf God.
Yeah,
The
we don't have good ones.
Triumvirate.
I'm actually going to put on scarcities here. Weapons. We really don't have good ones.
Yeah, for real. The Triumvirate also is stingy with the giving of current weapons because they hold the power. So
Yeah, but the Wolf God's
villagers are
screaming, "I am Martin."
yeah, the villagers are forced to scramble together their own weapons, shoddy and weak as they are.
Okay.
Looking at their situation, they realize they have no hope fighting this wolf god with what they have. And despair sets in. And they turn their despair on the Triumvirate and begin rioting.
Okay. So I wrote, "There is no hope. Despair is the gray cloak of our existence."
Yeah, no, yeah, that's beautiful.
That checks out. I think we can put scarcity hope, apparently.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to put abundance despair. Sound good?
Yep.
Mm.
All right, Eric, pass it over to John
It's-
Shields.
Pew pew pew.
I just did my card. That was just the project.
Oh, fuck, this is your turn. That's right,
Um,
that was his project.
my project is to figure out a way through the door to the outside.
Okay. How many weeks?
I think it's going to take some trial and error. I think it's probably 3. And now,
Alrighty. Tell me a
Chris's
card.
the 5 of diamonds.
A project finishes early. What led to its completion? Or the weather is nice and people can feel the potential around them. Start a new project. Yeah, a project finishes early.
Mhm.
The door opens for one of us when we're trying to work on it. And immediately the vacuum of an inhospitable space begins sucking us through. We lose several workers until we're able to jerry-rig part of the door using our sharpened sticks to slam it shut again. It's discovered that we cannot exist outside of the dome.
So was anybody sucked outside through the door?
2 workers, yes.
Yeah.
The outside world is a vacuum. We lost 2 workers. All right.
There are none. Chris,
there are
your
new
action.
projects. Right.
Now that
Okay.
we've both had the opportunity to finish somebody else's, either of our projects early.
we discover something new. The wolf god slams its hands into the soft ground around it, and we see bubbles of Tun beginning to explode out of the crevices that are created by the massive impact of its forepaws. Tun begins to splay out and grow in great amounts from its forepaws. One moment.
You guys hate authoritarianism so much.
I mean, we learned that from watching you.
Do as
So
I say, not as I do.
Great bubbles of Tun. They don't. It's not in abundance right now because we have no way to really farm this without getting hurt
Without
by
dying,
this
yeah.
creature. Yeah. All right, that's my turn.
All right. Eric, you are the Jack of Diamonds, and this is the last summer card.
Woo-wee. All right. Predators and bad omens are afoot. You are careless and someone goes missing under ominous circumstances. Who? Or predators and bad omens are afoot. What measures do you take to keep everyone safe and under surveillance? Do not reduce project dice this week. Interesting.
Not a big
I
deal.
want that one. What happens is we take the remaining stock of wood that we've built up and we put a nice stake defensive fort around the village.
So this is the Triumvirate's plan.
Yes. To protect the village from the wolf god and any other wolves. This is their option that they
Interesting.
provide the people.
I see what's happening there.
So there's a wall of stakes pointing outward and upward, protecting the village now.
Yes, yeah, definitely. This will help against the wolf god that can explode Tun out of fallow ground with a gesture. That'll definitely
Again,
help.
authoritarians don't always have the best interests of the people at heart.
Well, I feel like they would have their own interests at heart, which is maybe to get out of Dodge.
Well, that's not up for me to decide. This project, they wanted the people to believe they're safe, and that's what we have.
Got it.
Okay, so Project Advance, and then Eric, your action.
No projects.
Yeah.
The action I'm going to initiate now is can I do another project?
Yeah, create a project.
Okay. 1 week. Whoops. Got to get that color right. Our authoritarians are going to now tunnel out from this compound and try to leave the dome. I'm going to give that 4 weeks.
Okay. We know the outside world is a vacuum, so that seems like a dumb idea, but...
Well, maybe they're trying to concoct something that can get them out. Maybe they have something they know that we don't.
I'm excited to hear how that turns out.
Right.
All right. Triumvirate is digging a tunnel outside Dome. You said 4 weeks?
Yeah. Just a second. Someone rang my doorbell. I'm going to see what's going on.
It's somebody who just wants to cough on your dog.
Yeah.
Here's your COVID. Pop.
Door COVID.
Hey.
There's literally no food delivery here on
Is
base.
that 2 dogs or 1 dog with like a real barking problem?
I like to think it's like a Cerberus situation. You have a multi-headed animal with different vocal cord structures.
So there's no food delivery at all? Well, you're on the base, right? They pick it up.
I prefer to think of Eric as Hades and Stephanie as Persephone.
Yeah.
And they have a 3-headed animal.
Well,
that-
they do live in Georgetown, so
there you go.
pretty
Yeah,
accurate
Helmuth.
representation.
Yeah, that's Hades. That is the underworld.
It's so far away.
So far away. If you walk out of Georgetown and deign to look behind you to see if your shadow is trailing you, you will hear your beloved disappear into the depths of the underworld, cursing your name because you were so foolish to look back. I mean, that's literally what happens in Georgetown.
I thought you were going for a Sodom and Gomorrah kind of situation.
We're still going Greek myths.
Yeah,
Still going Greek myths. Yeah. Sticking with the Hades Persephone thing.
So what is important there then is you cannot eat any food while you're in Georgetown.
Absolutely not. No, that's an immediate way to be stuck there forever. Yeah. You will lose all claim to your vitality that you once had.
Unless you eat some number of things that can be divided by 12 or that are equal to 12.
There is a mathematical loophole. And in Hades' defense, like, he was drunk when he came up with the rules. So yeah, he was pretty pissed when he figured that out too. It was like kind of an afterthought type of thing he did when he was like, he had pants on his head and a lampshade and stuff.
Sometimes you got to make whatever compromises you can to keep the girl around sometimes. You know?
Well, Persephone was definitely not his match, right?
Right.
I mean, he had to go to some pretty extreme lengths to get her into Hades.
What are we talking?
Don't worry about it.
Where you live sucks. That's the general
we were talking about where you live.
It's true. Anyhow, where did we leave off there? Sudden interruptions and all. It might be good for a live show to have somebody keeping notes of what we're doing because of weird interruptions like that. But
I'm drinking, so I forgot. I was riffing with John, so I was in riff world. A good
riff is always
no, I don't remember. So, damn.
Okay.
Okay. So the last card drawn was the Jack of Diamonds. Predators. We didn't reduce projects, and then we did the project section, and it was your
Triumvirate is digging a tunnel outside Dome.
There it is.
Yes.
We're back.
So you need an action now.
Well, that was his action.
Yep. Oh shit! Got it. No. Okay.
That was the card action. Oh no, yeah. No, I built the stakes around, and then the Triumvirate wants a way out,
which makes it my card.
Yes.
Interesting. I got the King of Spades. A natural disaster strikes the area. Choose one.
It can't be the King of Spades. That's the Frost Giants.
I'm sorry, clubs.
Oh, we're in clubs. Got it. We're in autumn.
Nice. That was the last summer. Was the Jack?
Cool.
That Eric drew. Okay. So I'm gonna go real simple on this. Completely unrelated. For some unknown reason, the banks of the lake overflow. Creating
what?
The banks of the lake.
Oh, okay.
Overflow, causing a flooding.
Are you talking about Lake Martin?
No, it's definitely not called Lake Martin. Nobody's ever called it that.
I thought that's the way we had named it. My apologies.
Nope. Yeah.
No,
definitely not that.
Yeah.
I'd be more pro Martin if you ever made me the Martin themed beer you promised me.
I thought about it often.
I know.
It was just hard to. I tried to make a Grand Sibo beer that never worked out, so like I kind of gave up on the Martin beer.
Why do I hate so many of your characters, Chris?
He does everything he can to make you hate them.
Explain it to me.
God, that Grand Sibo was so good.
Was he? Was he done?
Character.
Was he though?
God, I love that dude.
Right. So the banks of the lake overflow, towards our community proper,
Okay.
Yikes.
and more importantly, towards our stockpile of the triumvirate.
Okay.
They seem paralyzed in the face of this completely new and really just like mundane threat. But they've been so focused on this giant wolf mother. But Bethany, in a turn of action, sacrifices herself to like create effectively like sandbag barriers and like using our stockpile of rocks to protect the triumvirate stockpile. Unfortunately, she is lost in the process.
How does sacrificing herself look in building that?
She drowns.
Okay. Just curious. Thank you.
I took away stone from our abundances.
Yeah,
Nice.
because we had to build
Yeah.
a small dam in order to protect ourselves from this.
Also figured out how to do strike throughs.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
I mean,
You just use the line feature and the shot.
it's not impressive. My discovery was not impressive. I shouldn't have said anything.
It's all impressive.
Everything we do is impressive.
I'm going to take contempt for myself for being a dummy.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to give contempt to John for killing my Bethany as a villager.
I brought her back. She was ignored by the community at large.
I was gonna bring her back.
This is my wall of rocks.
That looks perfect.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like a terrible abstract painting that I'd see in a gallery and somebody's like, "Oh, that's good," and I'd be like, "I don't care."
Yeah.
Great. I'll be Pollock-esque. That's okay.
Pollock-esque. Actually, I really like Jackson Pollock.
I know, me too.
It's fucking dope. Like, it's super emotional stuff. Like that, what you just made, not Pollock.
I don't know who you think that belongs to. I don't know what reference to
Oh
make.
God, I have
Jasper Johns, Rothquist.
almost there.
Jackson Pollock, I thought we were talking about. Did I get confused?
No, we were talking about it, but then we both agreed we like Pollock and how that
like
doesn't
Pollock.
really look like a Pollock. So
So we're talking about who it is. Okay, got it.
Another
I don't know
artist.
what this looks like,
artist,
but it's
In
some
that
abstract artist who should not have any notoriety.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's my turn to have a card.
I didn't know
Yep.
shapes could make me feel things. No, that was my card. Projects go down. I need an action.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
We're gonna discover something new.
What you got?
Slowly, and only a handful of people start to claim that they have seen humanoid shapes floating at the very top edges of the dome, with wings coming out of their necks.
That's where most of the blood is.
That's where the wings come out in this world.
Makes sense to me. I don't know why you guys are like laughing about that. Makes sense.
That was to discover something
There's a
new.
lot of veins in people's necks.
It's true.
It's true.
So true.
Also arteries. No big deal.
No big deal. Blood carrying
I'm a
devices.
doctor. I'm a doctor too.
You're a doctor?
I'm a doctor.
Just so you know, I'm a doctor. Crystal medicine.
Membranous wings.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Chris, your card is the 10 of clubs.
Got it. Harvest is here, and it's plentiful. Add an abundance. Or cold autumn winds drive out your enemies. Remove a threatening force from the map and the area. So surprisingly, we have noticed that the wolf god has started to, I wouldn't say cower, but it's ceased its work upon the lands, creating tons of ton. And we've seen the wolf god disappear within the pit. It has returned to from whence it came. Perhaps the red glow in the ground dims to a dull burgundy. That's my card.
I think it's safe to say now that ton is a abundant resource.
I don't think so. I think actually
You
it's
don't
still
think so?
scarcity because like going down there, nobody wants to do it.
Okay.
It's real spooky. Yeah,
Fair.
that whole.
Spooky time.
Spooky as
There's
fuck,
a big
dude.
wolf god made of flesh and dead babies. All right, so I've brought down our triumvirate project. It's time for my action. Let's see here. Okay, cool. We discovered something new. The retreat of the wolf god has been wonderful. However, the strange silhouetted creatures that have appeared have begun to shoot lightning down onto our villages from their wings,
Hmm.
Nice.
causing massive destruction. Massive destruction. And that's what we discover. That's my turn.
Eric, you have the queen of clubs.
Disease spreads through the community. Choose one. You spend the week quarantining and treating the disease. Project dice are not reduced this week.
Buff.
Nobody knows what to do about it. Add health and virility as a scarcity. And that's all. So, with everybody bunkering down in their huts as this lightning storm continues to happen from strange winged creatures,
Humanoids.
humanoids, yes.
Martinoids. We should just call them
Martinoids.
They're not Martin related at all.
Humanoids. They're humanoids.
I'm gonna take a contempt. I think they're Martinoids.
Part of the community believes they're Martinoids. The other part of the community believes they're not. So, yeah, that's a contempt for you. You get that. Anyhow, as people are hunkering down in their huts,
Would you say they're Martinized?
they're
They're
Martinized.
they're Martinized. I'm gonna take a
Anyways,
contempt because
Can-
that was a
may I
good joke
please
that I didn't
continue?
think
Cholera begins to spread throughout the community as people are afraid to leave and they begin
of. Shitting
relieving
to death?
themselves in their homes.
Yikes.
Gross.
We
It's
don't
pretty
have an
bad.
abundance of latrine ditches.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So people begin quarantining themselves based off of who has the disease and who doesn't, and the entire structure of the community is completely changed, where the rich are now living with the poor, and those who are not diseased are living separate from those who do, and it's completely shaken the foundations of the community as far as the power structures went.
Oh no, she got kicked in the face instead.
So that's that. I'm gonna draw that bad boy as I think I got a good idea here.
Chris, I'm gonna suggest though, when we're live streaming, don't kick your cat in the face.
Oh, that's actually the highlight of the stream. So my cat's ancient, and the only way to
I love
get him
cats.
to shut the fuck up is to give him a big ol' whiff kick in front of his head. He did not. There was no connection.
Chris, I gotta be honest with you. You're one of my best friends. I love you a lot. but I miss your animals way more than I miss you.
They're better. They're better. Like in the world of living beings,
They're pretty good animals.
they're up here, higher level.
I just want to be playing role playing games and have an ancient crappy cat sit in my lap. That's all I want.
terrible,
That's all I
terrible,
want.
like death croak as it exclaims. It begs the world to describe the reason why it's still alive over and
Yeah.
over again in your lap. Why
Yeah.
am I alive?
Just like whole cat's worth of fur coming off as I pet it,
Mhm.
and just like
And it's like,
It's a weird amount of
Vish,
fur, yeah.
please,
it's great. I love
please
my pet.
kill me! It screams, and you are like, whatever. I'm playing the game.
I love that cat.
So all of that, so the plague has happened.
Yeah, I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
bad.
So my project action phase or discovery, whatever. I'm actually going to do a question. Should we realign society based off of the people that are dying of the disease? Should we not refocus on our prosperity of the living, or should we let those that are sick just die? That was just dumb. That was
One sentence.
one sentence.
Question or statement?
Yeah. Are we going to try to help the diseased, or should we let them die?
Perfect. John?
We forget that the Triumvirate has steered us correct so far.
Keep throwing things into the hole. That seems like it's working. That was a question. So your last.
That was a question?
Yeah, so you
If
get
start
the
with
last word.
question,
Oh,
you
I
get-
understand
you
what
get
you're
a
saying now.
statement at
Yeah.
the end of the thing. If you start with the statement, you don't
Right.
get it. Doesn't come back to you.
We should let the disease die.
That's it. My no, John's turn. John, you're correct.
Cool.
Cool.
I got the 9 of clubs.
Clubs, actually.
I was
Clubs.
about to say
Yeah.
the same thing.
Really? Yeah, we
Yes.
watched too much Tim fucking Eric. That's fine.
What is our current project? Oh, they're digging a tunnel.
Mhm.
Dig a hole. That's been previously reluctant. Interesting. I got the community works constantly, and as a result, a project finishes early, or a group goes out to explore the map more thoroughly and find something that has been previously overlooked. All right, so some of the community, in an attempt to get away from what is just a terrible time
Mm-hmm.
with lightning, Lovecraft angels, and disease, begin to scale the rock face
Got it.
until they find themselves clustering at the top. And from their position there, they're finally able to look out upon the terrain on that side of the dome. And from their position, they can see a clump of green space.
Mm.
Where's
Make it happen.
Yeah. And then projects go down, which I think is somebody's turn to project, right?
No. We're
No.
at 1 right now. It'll be next turn. The Triumvirate is digging outside of the dome. That's the project. So that was your card. What is your action?
Let me finish building my green space over here. A little bit of tree action. Boom.
Oh yeah, that's good tree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of it.
Should be.
Need a project. As a project, the community begins to shuttle wants to shuttle the uninfected up the cliff face into a new series of dwellings.
Mm.
How many
Perhaps.
weeks?
Hmm?
How many weeks?
It's probably at least 2. They got to make sure that they're uninfected and move them.
Yeah, give them those antibody tests with our sticks and stones that we have. And the lichen soup helps with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick my cat again.
Here it comes.
Get out of here, dumbass.
Boom. Right in the jaw. We
Cat's
wondered why
so
that
down.
cat has so few teeth.
And
That
that's
cat's
how
so
you
dumb.
treat a cat.
All right, draw me a card.
4.
Jesus.
The strongest among you dies. What
Mm,
caused the death?
nice.
Or the weakest among you dies. Who's to blame for their death? So the strongest among us has died. Lord Vantelrap, very respected. Vantelrap.
Yeah, how do you spell Vantelrap?
I mean, the way you would spell Vantelrap. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Oh,
phonetic.
okay.
spell that. Anyway, Lord Vantelrap has
That
died.
is not how I would have spelled Vantelrap.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what? That's the only way to spell it. So any way you would have spelled it would have been dumb.
I mean, it's close, but it's
Obviously. Like, I don't want to tell you that's the way you would spell it.
well, when he went through fictional
Lord-
Ellis Island, he clearly didn't change his name.
Yeah.
Lord Vantelrap has
made
what
very
looks
sure.
like a femur that has been pushed through his temples. His head has been impaled by this human femur. He was found in his quarters while the rest of the triumvirate was making sure that the tunnel was being dug properly. We do not know who has murdered Lord Vantelrap, but he is definitely dead.
So wait,
Contempt.
Lord Vantelrap is a member of the Triumvirate?
Absolutely.
All right, so now it's a Diumvirate.
Yep.
He was the
Triumvirate.
strongest. He was the strongest. So he was like the big beef boy. He was a very strong lad. He had biceps for days and abs for
days.
miles.
Wow.
Miles of abs.
He's a strong boy.
So he.
And he is dead now.
Yeah.
He's a true Lord of Chonk.
I want to throw my contempt here.
Yeah, I mean,
The people really.
everybody
need him.
kind of liked him. He used to flex in front of the children. They would laugh and clap their hands.
Does he have muscle magic, or he has a
Flex Mentalis.
Flex Mentalis ability?
What is it? Muscle. Oh gosh, darn it! I can't believe they put that into the show. Like
Yeah.
I can't believe they did that because it's such a weird thing to translate to a visual medium,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
a motion picture medium.
motion picture medium. Yeah, so good.
All right.
Okay, we are down to 0 on our triumvirate. Save the Infected is down to 1.
Yep.
So who was in charge of the triumvirate, Eric?
That was Eric.
That was me.
I know. that's
So
what I
the
said.
triumvirate loses their way in trying to dig a way out of the biodome. And what they actually end up doing is connecting up with the network of tunnels that actually arced underneath the town.
Mhm.
And they find their way in the middle of the tunnels from another way, another path. So
It's Diumvirate now.
it's the Diumvirate has now gotten
Because
lost in
Lord
the tunnels.
Vontarop died, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Or-
they're
His
still calling
muscles
it the
could have
triumvirate though, just cause.
Yeah.
His muscles could have guided them in the right direction, but they did They did not, because he died.
Everybody knows if you flex hard enough, you just know which direction north is.
That's right. Boom! True north.
Okay, that was my
Anyhow.
turn. We're back to Eric.
See, what you do is you do the whole like, which way's the gun show? You do that enough, and it magnetically pushes towards north.
Are we at Eric or no?
Uh,
I still need my action.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, 1 second. Let me see here. This is a fucking nightmare, by the way, that we've created.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of threats, not a lot of positives.
Where's some negative boys?
It's actually
All
been
right,
my
I'm gonna.
weird
s- I'm gonna-
experience with this game is that everybody's really good. If you acknowledge that you have to be the conflict in this game as well as the solution in this game, everybody's really good at coming up with conflict.
Oh yeah. We gotta
I've
kind of
got
balance it a bit.
a
Yeah.
conversation to start.
Go
Go.
on.
We always should have sided with the wolves.
Do I get next or does John?
I think it's Eric and John.
Okay. Okay. The wolves have never been on our side.
They've clearly been ascended.
Cool. It's your turn, Eric. Draw your
All
card.
right. Card time.
That's me, isn't it? 7
Of clubs.
loops.
A project just isn't working out as expected. Radically change the nature of this project. Don't modify the project die. When it resolves, you will be responsible for telling the community how it went. Something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity.
Damn.
Okay. Okay.
While you're figuring that out, I'm gonna run to the restroom. Be right back.
All right, that's good.
I also have to
Take a
give
quick
my
break.
cat in the face.
Do we want to take a 5?
Interesting.
Mm.
It's looking good. All right. Sorry, guys. Where are we at?
All
No
good.
problem. So I pulled the 7 of clubs.
It's true.
The
A
servant
project
of clues.
just isn't working out as expected. Radically change the nature of this project. Don't modify the project die. When it resolves, you'll be responsible for telling the community how it went.
Mm. Got
Or
one
something
project.
goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity. So the Save the Uninfected project of climbing up the cliff top changes radically when they get to the second level of the cliffs and find that they are the rocks are too loose to climb up. They just constantly break away. A few villagers are lost in the attempt
Yikes.
to scale upwards, and
I'll throw a little contempt out for that.
yeah, and instead, their new goal is to develop a ladder to go up this second step of the cliff phase.
Okay, so this is drastically changed. Develop a cliff ladder,
Clatter.
A cladder.
a colladder to save the uninfected.
This community believes in portmanteauing as often as possible.
I mean, I don't even listen to portmanteau. That's just like a bizarre contraction that shouldn't exist.
Okay. And I'm going to ask the group a question. Should we maybe give ourselves to the will of all of these disasters?
Did we decide you were next, Chris, or me? For-
Actually, you're next. It's
Okay.
Eric, John, Chris. Yeah.
Wolf Mother represents the will of the people.
If only we had never forsaken Martin the child, the true Messiah.
Contempt. Hard contempt.
Go for it, man.
Like,
My answer is it seems we deserve whatever fate is wrought upon us.
Okay, John, draw your card.
oops, that's the wrong
Wow,
deck.
that's a big one. It's a
That's
big
the wrong
yellow egg.
Hmm?
Big yellow egg there next to your contempt.
Yeah, my contempt changes color and gets bigger as time goes on.
Got it. Much like our genitals.
Yes. Yes. That was a good genitals joke, Chris.
My
Very good.
pleasure.
You got there.
All of our pleasure.
I got the
Another
eight of,
good genitals joke. Thank you, Eric.
I got the 8 of clubs.
Nice.
The Urt of Clubs.
Ert. Someone sabotages a project and the project fails as a result. Who did this and why? Or someone is caught trying to sabotage the efforts of the community. How does the community respond?
You know which one you're doing.
Do you?
I do.
We as a community have had a really hard time with ladders,
That's true.
So true.
basically across the board.
Yeah, it's been bad.
And we finally managed to build our ladder, and we're pushing it up as an Amish barn raising up to the second level, beginning to attempt to climb. And from the top of the hill, Old Man Horp suddenly appears and kicks the ladder down.
Good for you, Horp. It's my boy.
Of course, with the shoddy materials, it just like falls apart when it falls from that kind of height, you know.
Yeah.
Which fails the project.
Yep.
And that was who did it.
So develop a collider to save the
I'm going to
unaffected.
draw you a picture of that.
It does say why does he do that, and so from the top of the hill he says, "It's not time."
Cool.
So that project
Or-
fails. It doesn't exist
or-
anymore.
Destroyed our efforts. Got it. All right, cool. I think that's my turn.
I still get an action.
Do you?
Yeah,
All right,
technically, because of the rules.
I guess.
I don't make them up. You know.
Right?
As a project, some members of the community begin to attempt to figure out creating their own piles of stones near the hole as an attempt to please the wolf mother.
Nice. You said mother, but I made that a little different. What is the number of weeks you would like?
Did you say that it was to appease Martin? Because I will not
Yeah.
accept it.
Yeah, definitely.
Unacceptable.
Well, we already determined it was a wolf god / Martin, so it screamed "I am Martin" across the steps. So I mean,
I did do that.
it seems like it was an important facet of the entity.
And yet the community refers to it as a wolf mother.
No
'Cause
one
I-
has talked
'cause
to
I
it,
said
talked
so.
to it, except for you. The only part of the community that said that is the part of the community that you've represented. The rest of the community is like, no, that's straight up Martin. Like Martin's like literally like dangling in a fleshy protuberance on its snout, going, "I am Martin, I am Martin." So we're pretty
Sadly,
sure
I
it's
did
Martin.
establish that.
Yeah. So what?
Mm.
How many weeks? How many weeks?
Mm.
Take as many concepts as you want. There are many colors. There are many sized ellipses you can put next to your name, but
So true.
it is what it is.
So I'm just gonna take a contempt that covers the entire map now.
That's how all these games end.
These games end. Let's say 3.
Okay, sounds good.
3 to figure out, something approximating the rituals necessary.
Perfect. Give me that card.
Your card is the 6, the sex of Klubs.
The Six of Cubes. Introduce a dark mystery among the members of the community, or conflict. Jesus. Flares up among community members, and as a result, the project fails. Yeah. So, unfortunately, there are those who want to please the wolf god Martin, and those who want to
Wolf mother.
abhor the wolf god Martin.
Wolf mother.
So, what happens is parts of the community in the night begin to fight and sabotage one another's efforts. And what happens is all the stone piles, including the ones that were preternaturally set up around the holes, are knocked over.
Mm.
The project fails.
Okay.
Everything that you say is punctuated by your cat. It's great.
He's
This is
a real-
horrible.
real
But just
fucking
because she's
cat.
keeping up a constant refrain, and when you stop talking, I can actually hear her. So basically, every time you stop talking, I hear her.
You know, Cassidy is a male cat, and you misgingering him
Always
has
misgendered
really,
him.
really brought his kind down a peg.
Is that the reason they complain as much as they do?
Yeah, that's probably why.
Hmm.
All right, it's my action. I'm gonna go ahead and start a conversation. It's best. Sorry, oh no, I want to do a question. Do you think we should do anything about the electrical angels above?
Eric?
Yeah. Surely it's an aspect of our punishment, and it will end when our punishment has been wrought.
They represent the best of us.
Shoot them down. Fire our sharpened sticks. That's it. That's fucking it. Insane. Eric, you're up.
All
Draw
right.
your card.
This is the last card in autumn, and it's the ace.
The community becomes obsessed with a single project. Which one? Why? Choose one. They decide to take more time to ensure that it is perfect.
You're
Add
just
3
gonna wanna
weeks
skip to the bottom.
project die. What's that?
You're going to want to skip to the bottom part.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no.
They drop
projects.
everything else to work on it. All other projects fail. If there are no projects underway, add a scarcity born of idleness.
There we go.
Here we are.
Oh,
We're gonna get scarce on creativity all of a sudden.
What?
can I just
Aurora.
say that this has been a apparently a post-release update to the game because the end of my card ends differently.
Oh.
Whoa.
This one is if there are no projects underway, the community becomes obsessed with a grandiose vision. Hold a discussion about this vision in addition to your regular action.
I love that. So what do we want to do? We want to go with the card you have or the card that I have?
Let's-
put him on the counter with some of his chopped food and chomped
So
out.
weird. I did not know that things had changed between me.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
kinda-
I have an old version of the game. I mean, I've had this much
right.
longer.
I'll take care of the rest. I'll clean it up. I'll
But
make sure you can sit
Let's
the
wait for
things
Chris
that
to
you
come
want.
back and we'll
Mhm.
discuss it.
Aw.
Did you see the amount of animals I have?
Uh-huh. Like
too
40.
many. It's too many.
It's like fucking Noah's boat over there.
All of them suck. One has worms. One is too old. The other's too old. It sucks.
Oh, okay.
All right, next.
It's only
Yeah,
3 animals?
so-
I have 3 animals.
Mine have
The
so
effort,
many worms
yeah.
in their colon.
For each animal,
There are a
the
million
effort
worms.
is exponential because you're juggling needs there.
What'd you say
anyhow.
about jugglers?
You say
So-
juggalo
Juggalos?
needs.
Chris,
second
what
thing.
we discovered
Yeah.
was a, I guess, an update that has been done to the game since my card deck came out.
Fair.
So we were trying to decide which one we wanted to do. Did you hear me read from the card?
I did. I understand the differences between the card. Honestly, it's going to be up to you.
Okay.
I mean,
It's your turn.
well, it's Eric's turn.
It's your turn, Eric.
Yep. I'm gonna go with that scarcity born of idleness, and creativity begins to wane. The collective idleness of the community causes the strange aurora outside of this dome, this Martin Shore dome,
Mhm.
begins to waver and shrink and grow sickly in its appearance. And creativity is now
I have no projects to bring down. What's your action?
the action now is to bring up a discussion.
Hmm.
What gun do now?
Okay, John, you're next.
What?
Why do you speak with such foolish slurs?
Me feel like getting dumber.
All right, that's scene.
Mm,
John, draw a card.
Mm.
mhm.
You just had a dum dum in community say something, and that was that. Ooh, that's a very powerful contempt token. You're up, John.
It's winter time, everybody.
hmm
This is the Spades 5.
We call this in game.
Yeah, at any point the game could end at this point. Winter elements destroy a food source. This is your only food source out of scarcity. Or winter elements leave everyone cold, tired, and miserable. Project dice are not reduced this week.
Okay.
Because I feel like it should always affect something. Winter elements destroy a food source.
Yeah.
And the tune.
It was already a scarcity, though.
Oh, it does add a scarcity, doesn't it?
Yeah, you need to do lichen soup, dog.
Hmm,
Boy.
but that's all underground, so surely.
Now that the source
Lichen
has
soup
been
is
opened up,
an abundance.
That's true.
so we've got 2 pathways going into this tunnel, and now it's probably opening up to a colder climate.
Yeah, there's a better way to do that, though, right?
Sure.
But yeah, obviously it's the lichen soup.
Dang it.
Some of the chefs die of the plague.
You know what? The lichen itself is susceptible to the virus.
Oh, I
Whoa,
love that.
weird.
Love that.
That's weird because plant cells and animal cells are so completely different that has frightening implications.
Well, we have
And
the
yet.
real world here.
Their weird square cells are also affected, just like our circular ones.
Might I remind you, we have a
not
wolf
the-
baby hybrid.
It is a different
Cronenberg,
between the two, Chris.
wreaking
Sure,
havoc
that's
as well. So there's something going on here that allows the merging of species.
They're much more thicker walls are affected as well as ours.
I love a good thick wall.
I know.
Next.
Yeah. So that was my
Does
card.
anybody want to read our abundances before we continue?
None.
Wood and despair.
Yeah, despair.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, now we can continue.
It's my action.
Yep.
I will start a project. That project
for
will
it.
be figuring out a propellant system for our sharpened sticks in order to fight the angels.
Oh,
That's what I was hinting at
Mm.
before. Love it.
I mean, you didn't hint at it. You straight up
Said
said,
it.
"Should we throw sharpened sticks at the angels?"
Explicitly. 1 week.
We don't really have any spongy surfaces.
We have peat.
We have a scarcity of peat.
We have the rest of the peat. So we forego our comfort to use this as an immolation source to propel these rockets toward our enemy, the electric angels.
Missiles.
Missiles. Wooden missiles.
Oh, so you think like we're using the peat as a combustible surface that actually fires the thing?
Yep.
I love it. Let's do it. It's
For anybody who has dealt with peat, no.
it's Kirk designing the rocket launcher in that one episode of Star Trek.
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
1 week.
Cool.
All right. 1 week. Got it.
You're up, Chris.
I'm going to go ahead and type here peat rockets. 1. Got it. Okay, cool. It's my turn. Draw me a card.
You are the 2 of spades.
A headstrong community member takes charge of the community's work efforts. A project fails, and then a different project finishes early. Or a headstrong community member tries to take control of the community. How are they prevented from doing this? Due to the conflict, project dice are not reduced this week. So we'll go with the second one. Oh boy. Old Man Horp has reappeared, and he has actually replaced many of the peat logs with what seems like perhaps animal or human dung. And that has really sabotaged our efforts towards creating a propulsive surface for these missiles. And what he has yelled as he has done this, it's been very clear he was behind this. He has yelled, "I am the one who will bring in the winter. I am the one who will herald in our end." The great thing, he was prevented from this. We saw him replacing our peat with dung. He has been captured at this point. We have Horp in an incarcerated state. So let me draw that real quick.
Mhm.
This is not going well, guys. Did you know that there's a text tool that I can use?
and yet you've drawn the word Horp.
All right.
And then I guess put bars over it. Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's the word Horp with bars over it. Everybody get it?
It definitely
Yeah.
doesn't look like
It
the
makes
logo
it really
for
hard to
It definitely
Yes.
doesn't look like the logo for a
Yeah,
new metal
what-
band.
What
Yeah.
I'm trying to like get across is that Horp's like he's pretty cool. He gets it, you know?
Yeah, he's the lead singer for Korn. Got it.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah. Alrighty, that's that.
Projects, they don't,
Just a 0.
but they
Oh, you're
don't
right,
because
you're
of the
right.
thing
No,
you did.
He fucked it up. Good
So
point.
now it's your action.
My action.
Well, I'm gonna just give this a contempt because
Yeah, that seems probably the right thing to do. Outside on the biodome wall, you see new words form, written backwards by some unseen entity.
Poop dick. What? Why would you write that?
Is that a command? Oh,
Milk,
man, I
milk,
know- yep.
lemonade. Why?
Why? Martin's just a child. That's why.
Okay, that's it. That's my turn.
Gross.
Mm.
Even with all my jokes, that's still grosser.
Yep.
Agreed.
What you got for me, bro?
You are the king of
Well,
Space.
thus ends our game.
This ends our game.
The Frost
Tell-
Shepherds
Whoa.
arrive.
Tell us about the
game
Frost
is over.
Shepherds.
So, oh man, here we go.
What was the Frost Shepherds? Like, it
Here
could be anything.
is the Frost Shepherds up out of the ground where the Martin Wolf God receded. We didn't really draw that out, but the Martin Wolf God had receded because of the winter winds, I believe.
True.
So up out of that ground, it reemerges as all the children and wolves of this dome
Whoa.
What's happening?
Whoa.
It's a
it's
giant
gonna be
worm-like
big.
creature with children and wolves just sprouting off of it. And it shouts, "We are Martin. We are the shepherds of the frost." And it
Dang.
smashes, rolls around, and crushes
in-
everything beneath it.
I took a contempt for that.
Yeah, you should.
All right.
Dang.
So what was going on, friends? What was everybody's deep plans for the community?
So Horp was really trying to avoid this situation.
Mhm.
where the Martin Wolf god took over everything, but it turns out Horp caused it to happen by throwing Martin into the hole to begin with.
Mm.
So Horp was very upset about this. He realized that he was the one who brought about the destruction of his own group. Now his group never figured out time travel in this timeline, but
Mhm.
in his past, his group was far more advanced, and they sent him back to stop this from happening. Did not work.
No.
Just proving that the many worlds hypothesis is bullshit.
So the Aurora, for me, was a color from outer space kind of alien, except a more benevolent one or at least from our perspective, a more benevolent one,
Mm.
who was in conflict with whatever the Martin Beast is.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that came into contact with it was mutated into a ascended form and sent back into battle with the Martin Beast.
Thanks.
So the wolves, the angels, who were the two men that got sucked out,
Yep.
and hopefully the community would figure that out and be able to stop the Martin Beast.
Nice.
That's really good. That's nice.
I wanted to do more with Bethany, but y'all kept giving me such sweet treats to play with that I wanted
Sometimes
to
that's how
explore
it
those
goes.
places. Yeah.
Like you really
Yeah.
want something. I have some like notes over here that never amounted to anything. I mean,
Right.
there are so many sweet treats,
Yeah.
and when we get like more people involved, there's so many more sweet treats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I gotta say I enjoyed Old Man Horp. He'll be back and later. I love the idea of a time traveler named Horp. So,
Yeah, I do like the time traveler because he can just show up and be a dick.
Hey,
And I love
guys,
it.
You're fucking up.
He kicked Eric had him kick the ladder over.
That was me.
So-
I did that
That's- yeah,
because
sorry.
I literally
God,
had
you
that
picked-
thought
yeah,
where I was
okay.
like, "Oh
I had
wait,
him-
I can just use Horp. He's
Yeah.
a time traveler."
I had him disappear suddenly out of nowhere. Gotta
And he's
fix
just
it,
like,
folks.
"No, it's not time yet." And that's the solution. That's the answer. That's such a good
Yeah.
story point.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna let's see. It's Windows Shift S. Yes. Did you guys know Windows has its own screenshot thing now?
Well, you just hit print screen.
No. Windows Shift S. You can actually select it.
Oh yeah, it's got the
Select what?
Yeah, it's really nice actually.
you can click and it brings up an overlay where you can click and drag
Oh
so
yeah.
that it only
Yeah,
takes the
snippy.
part that you want
Yeah.
to have saved.
Oh, it's really fun, y'all.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I love
Anyways.
Quiet Year. It makes me so
Such a
happy.
great game. So
We should-
I think next time we play, we need to play the monster version where the Frost Shepherds have moved in.
Yeah.
And we're now the Frost Shepherds. Like
Mm.
that version sounds really fun to play too.
I
We should
yeah, I'm into it.
give it a try.
I would
Um,
love that. We should do this probably once a week, I think, and just put it on YouTube.
So have you looked at the rules, John?
I did. I mean, I glanced through them, so I know that
It's
there's
fascinating.
some
It's,
change.
it's reverse. So you're dealing with all the things that they built that never worked, all the broken projects, all these
Wow.
fucked up
it's a follow-up
political
game.
movements, and you have to like deal with it. It's like they opened up a fucking lava pit. What the fuck? And you like, have to fix it. So it's funny. The frost giants, the monsters, are the ones that have to fix everything because the humans just come in and they fuck it all up.
Yeah,
It's it's an interesting thing.
I love that.
I'm gonna put this into what DM side games, I guess.
yeah, side games.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna write another song. That's my next tactic. I wrote down here on my notes, Eric, you need to send me some like dirges, some actual typo negative stuff to inspire me.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
What is this song for?
I
For a
need to
fight.
write like a long, like a 7 to 8 minutes unique composition for our big battle.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And my inspiration I was trying to give them is, I mean, typo negative. They write some like epically long songs. They just go on, and they have a definite structure, but it's just longer than you expect it to go, and it just keeps going, and it just keeps going. And so, like, there's parts to them that kind of build up and then break down and then go into other parts and stuff. So it's kind of a fun idea as opposed to just doing a constant driving repetitive song.
Yeah. Send me a couple that you
Yeah.
are like, oh, these are good examples of that.
Man, I'm gonna have
And
to go back to my
give-
teenage
give my-
years.
my somewhat soused brain a little bit of inspiration so I can start drawing some stuff up.
Sounds good.
Cool, man. All right, I'm gonna go feed my animals. Bye, y'all.